people I want to see in this World Cup. Yes.
For the whole 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Expectation, I'm expecting England better World Cup. That's my expectation.
And I offer World Cup ni nambe we no. E die na wo hwe nim ewum.
World Cup na me hwe nim nyina de. Hwe Ghana nim ene Argentina nim to the final.
Okay, my whole expectation, to be honest, in this tournament is for Ghana Black Stars to get to at least probably semi-final or quarter-final. That's my expectation. At least that's a fact. That's my real emotion. That's what I wish. So for Ghana Black Stars to get to at least quarter-final, semi-final, if they can really do that for us, I think we are going to be proud of them. So, and I pray they can surprise everyone in the tournament.
Match ni na tournament ni na mbewe yen die na wo hwe nim
die na me hwe nim
say World Cup ni na bebewe yen die na wo hwe nim
okay, say football there eja can say e can pa boom it definitely no ye nyina no more spread unity among ourselves, you know. Enter say mo wie na akwa na ye nyina no like unity no abaye more ye nyina from.
Okay, first of all, I said don't come out to jump your boss on your assassi on your bedana say second so ye na Euro John Dramani Mahama e won in boss upon nyama wo ye ma timamu for your my and ye nwan mo fi South Africa timi do mo buy e dana say e to asonko World Cup yi mu brother me dia me hwe pass nye betimi asise Ghana e betimi adi cup no ene dia no matter what ya dia e beje
your top fan baby no dia na we expect efun
say minya insamboni ebia film say work for ntokwa ni ade o dia bezuhwe mu nya no me pese ye be wie World Cup no na asumwie ababoko na ada say Spain Argentina ebu baako ade World Cup ye de yenka ho bi
whole expectation for World Cup nankasa dien
Spain. For me, I will go for Spain.
For the whole 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Say me predictions then can say yeni ebia Argentina and shower finals and any Spain and shower finals. That's what I'm predicting for.
My expectation is to see South Africa win the cup and play a piano final nakupenda at the final. I want South Africa to win.
A movie because teams no be well prepared into no you say yeah a movie but Ghana everything akoya nim.
What are your expectations for the Morocco versus USA match?
Morocco versus USA me there Morocco be winning.
Okay. So what are expectations for the whole 2026 FIFA World Cup?
Okay, me a Ghanaian. I'm proud of my country, Ghana. Me feel say Ghana on winning match, first match, or winning first match, Maya. Me your hope, second we Ghana.
So what's your whole expectation for the 2026 FIFA World Cup?
My whole expectation, I hope Ronaldo to win the World Cup. That's my expectation for the World Cup. For Ronaldo to win the World Cup is my biggest expectation.
So what's your whole expectation for the FIFA 2026?
My own expectation is I want to see a good football playing. The referee officiating should be well. And one thing I'm assured that all the teams, there are 48 teams, everyone went there to do well. So we want to see good officiation, good football. Then that's all what I can say. Yeah.
Thank you.
It matters a lot. We all want to see our, how do I call them, stars performing well. To me, like this, my belief is in Ronaldo. Facts. And when I take Ronaldo, I take my own player, my striker in Ghana, Semenyo. Yes, I'm praying that guy should perform, do well in this World Cup because he's doing well in England. At the same time, his own team, Man City, is doing well. So I'm praying that Semenyo and my chief, my Odogu, Ronaldo, to perform well in this World Cup. That's two people I want to see in this World Cup. Yes.
For the whole 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Expectation, I'm expecting England better World Cup. That's my expectation.
And I offer World Cup ni nambe we no. E die na wo hwe nim ewom.
World Cup na me hwe nim nyina de. Me hwe Ghana nim ene Argentina nim to the final.
Okay, my whole expectation, to be honest, in this tournament is for Ghana Black Stars to get to at least probably semi-final or quarter-final. That's my expectation. At least that's a fact. That's my real emotion. That's what I wish. So for Ghana Black Stars to get to at least quarter-final, semi-final, if they can really do that for us, I think we are going to be proud of them. So, and I pray they can surprise everyone in the tournament.
Dear Michel Nini said, Pesa Ghana, you develop womb. You win baby, I bear 7 matches, equal 8 more. Winnie bonus, no endorse. Na FIFA more Ghana Basso. In Pesa Ghana player, when you could Ghana player, Bakunya fair player, and on your best player. Our tournament in Ghana player, and your best player or tournament in one. Ghana, you didn't be anymore World Cup.
Nambe and dear na wankasa wo hwe nim.
The Michel is a match in now be no. Na World Cup na fair Ghana. Me de yenyan kurumudie aye de baye mama ni jeso. Ni nya be kwa we no. Na bibia todi. Na Ghana ya peja frank, ya peja cup no akosoro. Ya ntuma peja kura na agbowura finance ho. Na se ye lusu kura na eye maye. Ya dase. Ya mi sire bibia.
Countries Ghana they say you didn't kun and Ghana by Morocco. South Africa for the only for the film. Now more can be
World Cup ni nambe wie en e de enso na wo hwe anim.
Dia me hwe anim ne se de be ya bibia be koboko ya nti dede bia ho. Ko se de US aye no. Obi okra okwa ogina park ne square na ne yam hyehyɛ be bibia nsi. Ye nyina be kɔ ne aba obi akɔ ne mamu asomduem. Ghana so de say Bahamas senior match na ekono me momu de makoma anim se Ghana betimi age World Cup na ba be betimi akoyanim yetimi qualify first rounds no cry yard Ghana de me sara me hunu see we qualify first no cry yard.
Top 5 countries, I'll go for Portugal, Argentina, then France, and about Africa, say Senegal, any England. I mean, me team no dear, me team, but team I mean, some better me ya dear pan. No, I have 5 teams. I am a bomb. Say we show my players, I know my performance. I was recently friendly, so I'm boy in there. One I mean, say better me at least wonders our tournament.
Top 5 teams. The World Cup. Those who win the World Cup, you want the top 5 who win the World Cup. Okay, first I'll tip my own country, Ghana, Brazil, France, Argentina, then Portugal. This is the top 5. I believe in me that they can do well in this World Cup.
Okay, thank you. First of all, top 5 countries, I will choose Spain first. Second by France, England, Portugal, Argentina.
Why?
I want to say recently in Spain, I'm champions of Europe. And I heard Spain guys now. Obia beje World Cup no. The last time I Spain win World Cup, it was South Africa no. Now Barcelona players, Mako almost about 9, 7, and they started one national team. Omo nyina so started Barcelona national team. It is almost almost national team no. Obia so bo ma wonim de ode there. I remember another example. German. The last time a German win World Cup, na German, I was Bayern Munich players almost best 8 or 9. Omunyina started with Bayern Munich, and he from our national team. Omunyina ko started with national team no. Ekobasa awunya players 10 about the same club. Ya omo ba national team omo san be started. Omunya ba obi anim de ode there. So what am I saying? Spain now recently we just Spain team they have young chaps, the likes of Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams and the rest. So and now almost 9 players, 9 or 8 almost free Barcelona there. But the same thing and they call South Africa. It is Spain a favorite. England now me too soon for the third. England a media hype. England media hype. I mean, set the example about the likes of Anthony Gordon, Marcus Rashford, and the rest. You know, media and I'm more hype. Come, Anthony Gordon and converted 70 million euros. A media hype. Maybe a Barcelona fan, but we are all praying. Say, everybody there, every famano. To me, no, that's my opinion. Spain is a favorite. Argentina. Tauri Argentina, Oma build you a national team no Atletico Madrid. Tell me the can't catch it say we club be our better World Cup now. Oma best 7 or 6 players starting with the same club. Okay, Atletico Madrid. Argentina built the national team with Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid, our best 6 players are call them up for Argentina. Yeah, we now starting with Atletico Madrid team. Omunyina so ko start Argentina national team. It is a surprise no mabo mo for so many years no mo so bo ma omunim de omo de there.
Now offer your top 5 countries.
Okay, Ghana, Spain, France, Argentina, and Portugal. Oh, like ball mo born like a swing, like on bomb home modern. So what I say, like their style of play cry FA. And a bonus omunimbo. Almost answer experience. We in our first time omu perform your World Cup. On my back to back. And see, that's what I see from them.
Me to me no me say Argentina sanje. Argentina 1, Spain, Portugal, England, and am the Brazil account. Then time Argentina say only defending champions. On the last yana players na on the last 4 years and on one like 4 binary abe frame Argentina a favorite so bet my asanje.
So what top 5 countries do you think can make it in the World Cup?
Me countries are pesto mo Portugal, France, Argentina, Morocco is a favorite. And Ghana, their team are away there better. JJ Benny.
Because I'm going to need it. Because Ghana. Because I papa ever fear so yeah. And I'm who see a team. Yeah, Ghana. Let's choose Ghana first. Now, I choose Portugal second. Now, I choose Argentina, German. Now, for the last one, I choose England.
Number 1, Argentina, and Portugal, and Brazil, and Argentina. Ghana so count. Yes, me clone Ghana, me country Ghana count.
5. I want South Africa to win. 1 South Africa, 2 South Africa, 3 South Africa, 4 South, and 5 to South Africa. Because I like them, the way they are. I see myself in them, how they do their things, the piano and everything. I just love South Africa, and I want them to win.
The top 5 countries you're expecting to do well in the World Cup?
Oh, for my side, my favorite teams, I have two. By 5 there, we call my Portugal first one. That's my top ranking. Then I call France. Then I call Croatia. Then last one I'm Ghana.
Okay.
They say me Ghana. They say me I choose Ghana. Shame. Hence
Argentina be qualified for World Cup. Because Argentina for no or more quality players. So what I say, yes, Argentina for team and Spain for no. It's a bit magic. Cap no if you say omo players. Ewo where you pa. So what I say, you say omo players no. Omo quality players. Omo the ball. Obi who say yes. Players ni we players ni ball. They say they mean you can but maybe 2 teams play. Me mount 5 teams country be 2 countries. Argentina, Spain. Maybe no.
First of all, my first team on person winning World Cup there, England. The second team, Portugal. Third team, France. And US. So we born home more than Kakra and Croatia. Top 5 person born more than World Cup. Oh, man, who say England? The past 12 years, England or World Cup, we are performance near fine. But I say, when team in finance, but England or Conanima, Croatia or Conanim, and Tina, who say, Umatima Comani war. I could do finance.
Oh, actually, the Ghana there. When you say Ghana, there 5 countries there. Ghana is my favorite winning. Say it about finance. Ghana, Argentina, Portugal, England, and Morocco. I think Africa country, 2 countries. Ghana, Morocco.
Okay. And now
the top 5 crown 2 pe. Mexico ni Ghana.
Today in Mexico and Ghana bet me winning.
Yeah, in Mexico, there was some borders go more. Radina Gasa Shisha to us or man as you know. On first second year for first. Why?
First, because of home support. Mean to me try number. Second team, Spain. We show Spain. Materials ekuta players ekuta almost my favorites. Third, France. Wow, we did that. Defending champion. Fourth, I'm say Argentina. Argentina social place ekuta so almost bomb Muhammad. My last team and Belgium. Belgium so because of Dokunti almost me support mo pa. By Ghana there, Capone there. Ya kwakwa diaba. We say Ghana tournament na yokon obi against here. By anya against na ye den ye de bobo no. Pitch no so na be den. E be kire. Timi so ma dwen kire na.
Yeah, me pick France. Spain, Germany so and then England so England so ekuta team. And Argentina so Argentina so bet me agi. Ghana dey bia bet me akoye nim dey bet. Nigeria no dey yanka say obi a nim ya ka say beje kura na ye dada ye ho. Ye babo ya ho modern dey bet. Ho dey bia enim ye koye nim no like progress be ba any be hu dey be kan be say dey entumi nka say bia Black Star beje World Cup analysis dey bia no dey enye adwuma.
Okay, World Cup na ye kon dey by 5 countries on be bom ho modern 1 Ghana ka ho. Second England. Third near can say Brazil. Fourth na Spain. Na fifth near Portugal. It's 5 countries we now
coverage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Yes, we are back. This is GhanaWeb's coverage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now, today's game is between the Elephants of La Côte d'Ivoire taking on Germany. Now, you remember the first game that both sides played. Germany smashed Curacao by 7-1, while Côte d'Ivoire also struggled to grind out a 1-0 result against Ecuador. Now, both sides are coming into this game poised for victory. Now, history tells us that both sides have met once. That was in the 2006 FIFA World Cup, where Germany trashed Côte d'Ivoire by 3-0. Now, heading into this game, history tells us also that Côte d'Ivoire have never won 2 consecutive games in the World Cup. That tells you a story. However, when it comes to the performances of both teams, it might differ from what history tells us. Welcome to today's coverage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup here at GhanaWeb. Let's acknowledge our sponsors and then we zoom into our discussion for today. Now, Rush Energy Drink. Rush Energy Drink says, be bold, be you. It is the best energy drink in Ghana. That's why, I mean, the brand ambassador is Fatawi Isahaku. I mean, when Isahaku was introduced in the Ghana's game against Panama, you saw the synergy he brought into the game. That is exactly how, if you want to perform, you take Rush Energy Drink. We also have Ulas Enterprise. I mean, they provide you with a generator, water pump, and then other equipment that if you need, Ulas Enterprise is your best place to go. We also have Just Chinese. I mean, when it comes to meals, they provide the best. They have jollof rice and fried rice and other meals that you would enjoy if you purchase. So Just Chinese are also part of the reasons we are bringing you this coverage. We have Verna Natural Mineral Water. It says nature's finest. It is the finest when it comes to a mineral water sold in the country. We have DSTV. I mean, all the 104 matches are broadcasted exclusively on DSTV. It says DSTV, so much more. We have Kunori. Kunori gives us sheer radiance of better. And so, I mean, if you want your skin to be smooth and to be shining, Kunori Shea Butter, it is the best for you. My name is Benjamin Saki. I'm sitting in for a regular host, Joel Eshen. Let's go for this quick break. When we return, we'll zoom into the pre-match analysis.
Bigo Cola is changing the game and giving away free cash. Introducing the Bigo Scan and Win promo. Your chance to enjoy great taste and win instant cash every day. Just buy a bottle of Bigo Cola, locate the QR code on the label, scan with your smartphone, watch the video and enter your details and stand a chance to win instant cash. No waiting, no stress, just real rewards instantly. From everyday refreshment to unexpected rewards, Bigo Cola is more than a drink, it's an experience. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Bigo Cola today, scan the code and win big.
Bigo, big on taste, refresh your vibes.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
This advert is FDA approved.
Every game starts with pressure. The pressure to move faster, push harder, go further. On the pitch, every second matters, every sprint, every tackle, every chance. The world watches, but pressure doesn't stop me. It drives me. Because energy changes everything. The energy to keep moving, the energy to keep fighting, the energy to rise when the moment gets bigger. From the training ground to the world stage, I bring everything I've got. I don't wait for the moment, I create it with the energy that keeps me rising. Rush Energy Drink. Be bold, be you.
Drink responsibly. Not recommended for persons below 18, pregnant women and lactating mothers. This advert is FDA approved.
Every game starts with pressure. The pressure to move faster.
Back from that quick breather. Now, let's continue with the acknowledgement of our sponsors who made this coverage possible. We have Furniture City. Furniture City says they deal in sofas, recliners, coffee tables, TV units. And so if you need any of these appliances, Furniture City is the place to go to get these appliances. Now, they are giving you 30% discounts on all the things that you buy from them. And so yes, this World Cup season, they are giving you a 30% discount on all the items that you buy from them. Furniture City, sofas, recliners, coffee tables, and TV units. We also have Malcolm, where Ghana shops anything that you need. If you go to Malcolm, and you have branches across the country, and so you will be able to get them as you want. Bigo Cola. I mean, it's if you have an engagement, birthday party, weddings, Bigo Cola is the best drink to serve your audience, and they will be able to appreciate you so much. And we have 369 Gym and Wellness Center. Now they operate 24 hours. So it is not only, for a specific period. It's throughout the day, throughout every moment that you wish to go there. It's not only gym, they also provide massage services. And so if you go after gymming, there is fatigue, or if you any type of tiredness, there's a massage session for you to go, and then they'll massage you very, very well. And so that is 369 Gym and Wellness Center. They are located at East Legon. Emily Logistics, they said they provide you with your trusted paint and plaster board supplier. And so yes, if you want the best paint, waterproof paint, it's not, the paint that you buy, then you mix it with small water, and then before you realize you paint it and it looks some way. It is authentic, so waterproof. So it is your best place to go when it comes to paint and then plasterboard suppliers. Today I have with my guest Victor Kwao, who will be our commentator for today, and then Alfred Edwin. Gentlemen, you are welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Alfred, let me start with you. I want you to put things into perspective. So Germany won their first game against Curacao 7-1. Ivory Coast had to grind out a 1-0 win against Ecuador. If someone hears, then obviously Germany have an upper hand. But if you are looking at the game and the performances, it tells a different story.
Yes. Thank you for having me here once again. Like you mentioned, yes, when you hear, in footballing terms, when you hear Germany, you hear Ivory Coast, everybody would feel it's a walk in the park. But, as FIFA calls it, the greatest World Cup ever. We are seeing, some surprises, some teams, pulling above their weight. And like you describe Ivory Coast win as a labor, but I felt it was more of them actually even being wasteful than, a labor. And Germany, on the world stage, this is not the first time we've seen them. In recent years, they did that to a whole Brazil. So this one is just shaping up to be an interesting one. On paper, the big gun, Germany. Ivory Coast may have to just settle as the underdog, but I believe top spot is up for grabs. So it's anybody's game. If you look at the Ivorian side, there are quite exciting players there who can, grab the game and then make things happen. So it's all set to be an exciting match, and we're just happy to be here.
We are just happy to. Victor, let me come to you. Germany, Ivory Coast, you look at both sides, the kind of players that each side have. You can talk of Kai Havertz, who has scored brace in the first game, coming into this game. Do you think that Ivory Coast have the defense to hold up the firepower that the German attack brings?
Yeah, today's game is going to be very exciting, especially owing to what we saw last time when Ivory Coast took on Ecuador. Very splendid back line. The likes of Singo, very busy on the day. I think that he was one of the players who stood out. His quality, his movement. Anytime countries do well at big tournament like this, you need leaders at the back. And clearly against Ecuador, Singo was certainly one of them. I think Gokiba Fofana had little to do that day. But this particular game against Germany, yeah, of course, Germany on paper, absolute favorite. Four-time world champions coming to this tournament. They are one of the tournament favorite. And, they started very well against Curacao, 7-1. That is a proper tamping of a team that has not got any history in this tournament. But against Ivory Coast today, I think that it's going to be a bit tactical. It's going to be down to what the managers are going to, bring onto the fore. Because in terms of player, in terms of personnel, yeah, you can rate the Germans ahead of the Ivorian if it is player for player. But we know what Ivory Coast can do collectively as a team. Quality players, Frank Kessié in the middle for them. Once again, Single, you expect him to anchor the back very well. I think the coach have made few changes. Galadue have been retracted from the starting 11. That should tell you what the coach wants to do at the BMO Stadium in Toronto.
And so this is GhanaWeb's coverage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup between Cote d'Ivoire and then Germany, taking place in Toronto, Canada. And so it promises to be a cagey encounter. I think both sides have released their lineup for the game. But before we go to the lineup, Alfred.
Yes.
Germany coming into the World Cup, there were a lot of talks about the coach's ability, his tactics, and how he's been able to get a team together. But what he did at Bayern, there were huge expectations, but it seemed they recorded inconsistent performances heading into the World Cup. Now they came in their first game against Curacao. Curacao is a side that if you score 7, it's something that you wouldn't be too excited about. I think, will this game, give him the test that they need to see their ceiling in the tournament?
Well, I wouldn't really still write off the Curacao game. I think as a head coach, he might not be really bothered about the scoreline. I'm sure he would, look at the performance as a unit. And like the German machine, they say, if the machine is still grinding, I believe he would be very much, okay with what they are doing so far. But yes, Ivory Coast is a whole new challenge. I would probably say, well, then Curacao was not anything of a challenge to them. But Ivory Coast is going to also, bring something more to the table. So I believe that the approach might be different. And, you're looking at the opponent, I'm sure he would have something to counter them.
He would have something to counter them. Now, let's look at the lineup that both sides have presented. We are, taking a look at the Germans lineup. So in post is Manon Neuer, the experienced one. He nearly didn't make the tournament, but there was a last-minute conversation that turned the table around. And here he is being the number one for the team. Joshua Kimmich, the back line has Joshua Kimmich, Jonathan Tah, and Nico Schlotterbeck also in the Mecha in midfield. Jamal Musiala, he found the back of the net in the first game against Curacao, and Pavlovic also in there, and then Brown. In attack, we have Leroy Sané, Kai Havertz, who has 2 goals so far, and then Florian Wirtz. Alfred, this is the lineup that Julian Nagelsmann has presented to, take on Ivory Coast. Which players do you think will come to the party when it matters? You saw Jamal Musiala, Kai Havertz, showing us their quality in their first game against Curacao. They are playing against a very physical side. They are Ivorians, who will not give them too much spaces to play. Which players do you expect them to make an impact?
Well, my first on the list would be Kai Havertz. As a Chelsea fan, I'm not too much excited about him, but he has managed to carve a niche for himself, becoming a big game player. He seems to score almost all the important goals. So he will be one to look out for. And the general play of the German team would also need the wizardry of Florian Wirtz, because Ivory Coast, right from the get-go, I'm pretty sure the approach would be try to soak it up as much as they can. And so with the Germans having Kai Havertz, the line-breaking passes would be very useful. And when you look at the season Nico Schlotterbeck has had, I'm sure when it comes to, holding the line, he's going to do a very good job partnering Tah. So, yes, I'll pick Kai Havertz, Florian Wirtz, and Schlotterbeck.
These are the players that you are expecting them to, impact the game when the going gets tough for them. So Ivory Coast, they are also coming in the first game. You saw how tough the Ecuador game is, very tight. I think most both sides missed some chances, and that didn't help us see the beauty of the game. But Amad Diallo made the difference for them. Now they are presenting, it's not much changes from the lineup that they used to face Ecuador in their first game. So in post, we have Fofana at the back line, 4 at the back, Single, Kosuno, Agbadu, Conan there. And then in midfield, we have Ulai, Sangari, Frank Kessier. And then in attack, Amad Diallo, who was benched in the first game, I mean, the goal that he scored obviously gives him the license to start this game. And so he is starting this game. And then Bonnie, we have Diomande, I mean, who has been in the spotlight all over. And is one of the most talked about players in the team. What do you expect from this setup?
Yeah, so what do you take as kind of the starting lineup? You realize that Coach MFI have made 4 changes to his starting lineup. And interestingly, the guys who came in the second half are substitutes. Most of them have retained their places. The likes of Bonnie, the likes of Diallo. Sekou Fofana have also been retracted from the game. And we have Ulai also starting. Sangari is also starting this game. That should tell you the tactical twist MFI want to go into this game with. Of course, against Ecuador, we all know that game will be very rigid because when you consider the pedigree of Ecuador and how they qualified for the World Cup, you know, it's a backline that do not concede goals. So I wasn't surprised. It was very tight until the introduction of Amad Diallo managed to break the deadline. I think today we are going to see exciting football. We are going to see 2 sides that, you know, will love to play fluid football. 2 sides who want to take on each other, because we know Germany is not going to sit back in this game at all with the kind of players they have. And the same for Ivory Coast. Reason why the likes of Nicolas Pepe have been taken off and the likes of Bonnie have been introduced into the game. So I'm thinking with this game, MFI want to go all out, because you see, Ivory Coast have never won 2 successive games at the World Cup stage. So they are chasing history, and they've also not kept a clean sheet in any single tournament as far as the World Cup is concerned. So you can understand the perspective of the manager. He wants to get it going. And look, if we were speaking about any Ivorian generation that you know, have been underwhelming, it is this generation. Quality players in every department of their setup, but again, when it reaches the world stage, they seem to be family. And I'm sure going into the game psychologically, these players have that at the back of their mind. They want to amend history, and it's very important for African football.
They want to amend history. And so talking of history, let's run you by some facts, I mean, involving this game. So Germany and Ivory Coast, I mean, only met once, as I said earlier, in Munich in 2006. That was their first appearance at the World Cup. Now, they lost that game by 3-0. And so, I mean, that match also marked the first ever World Cup appearance that featured Didier Drogba, Yaya Toure, all these stars were in there. But of course, it was their debut. And so you wouldn't expect much. And then Germany had their way in there. Since then, there hasn't been any World Cup game involving these 2 teams. Now, Germany are 4-time world champions, 1954, 1974, 1990, and 2014 in Brazil. And then, I mean, what they did to Brazil, another sort of smashing that they did. And so, yes, when it comes to Germany, if you are playing against them and then you are not able to solidify your defense, I mean, they will humiliate you. And then Ivory Coast, upon all their, I mean, the history that they've chalked, the successes that they chalked on the African continent, they aren't able to replicate it when it comes to the world stage. Their best performance has been at the group stage of the World Cup. They have never progressed beyond that. And so today, as Victor said, they are seeking to amend history. Alfred, let me come to you. History doesn't favor Ivory Coast at all from, I mean, all fronts. Coming into this game with the kind of performance that they gave us in their first game against Ecuador, do you think that history will not repeat itself in today's game?
Well, I'm going to say that they shouldn't even really dwell on that. You know, every tournament is your opportunity to make history. Every game is your opportunity to make history. So as much as it is they are coming up against more to say a brick wall, they can still, you know, this is the game that I expect them to grind the result. If they really want to, you know, have their, themselves in a good place when it comes to qualifying out of the group, they really need to grind this result. And the realistic approach for me wouldn't be to try and go toe-to-toe with the Germans. In as much as the Ivorians in their own right have quality that they can boast of, they will be very out of place to try and match them boot to boot, because the Germans are a well-functioning machine, So MS5 should be looking at trying to, like I said, contain the Germans a bit more, take them through to the game, and then let's say maybe the last 30, 20 minutes, they can try and show some strength like they did in the last game. It's all to do for them. I would say for the Ivorians, it's all to do for them. Their destinies are in their own hands, and I hope they are able to at least even go out with a point today.
So one player who has been dominating conversations when it comes to the transfer market has been Yan Diomandi. He showed us glimpse of his quality when he played against Ecuador, and he was one of the most talked about players after the game. I think Liverpool are chasing him.
Yes, and I heard 100 million bid was rejected.
Yes. I want us to look at that. This performance could be, a breakthrough for him. Should he continue with that performance? Do you think it's, influences Liverpool's or the top class decision to continue to chase, him? And then what should he do?
Initially, I said they shouldn't dwell on history. But in this scenario, I would like to dwell on history. We've seen countless times African teams, not even at the highest level, in the junior ranks, African teams go to tournaments, they do well, they are rising stars, are poached, and some way, somehow, they fizzle out. I'm not going to say, Diamonde shouldn't jump onto a big move when it comes. But as a rising star, as a young talent, I believe that he really needs to, hone his craft, and then, if possible, try out another season with Leipzig, because I would really be, it would be a regret if he's tagged as a one-season wonder. We've had bright players come up, and these days, social media, even mainstream media is just looking for the next thing to have a buzz about. So I really wish he would have his head in the sand, do the work, let his abilities speak for him, at least at this tournament. If a big move comes, the numbers they are quoting to me are very outrageous, but in these days in time, nothing is a surprise anymore. But I believe that the first game was a very good showing, and is only going to get better from here. So all he has to do is just zone in, and then let his abilities speak for him.
Let his abilities speak for him, and that's Alfred on a move for Yan Diomandi. And so Liverpool are seriously chasing him. The 100 million bid has been rejected. Then they are expected to submit an improved bid. As to whether Leipzig accept it or not, it remains to be seen. And his performances at the World Cup too will be very pivotal as to Liverpool's pursuit of Yan Diomandi. Victor, briefly, Julian Nagelsmann coming into the tournament, the first game was good. Coming into this game, how the Ivorians are very resilient. Defensively, offensively, and you are coming up against this side that you need to be at your best to beat them. You look at what Ivory Coast did to France. It was a shocker, but it wasn't talked about because people thought maybe it was a friendly, and so the president didn't want to risk it and all that. But you think Nagelsmann's side, they have what it takes to curtail what the Ivorians bring to this game?
Yeah, absolutely. Why? They've got a quality. Just look at the players they've got in their fold. And you look at Manuel Neuer, so much experience, has seen it all in European football. And he comes into this game. Probably this will be his last tournament. And so there's history for him to make. So he will want to, give all out as far as this tournament is concerned. Joshua Kimmich, another very experienced lad. Bayern Munich, he's been in the Champions League. He's seen everything with the diamond shafts, and I think that is also another player who probably could be, getting to the twilight of his career as far as the German national team is concerned. 31 years, at the moment. So it tells you by the time the next tournament comes by, he will be somewhere around 35 years. And if he's out of form, it means that he's not going to make the cut. So you watch them carefully. You talk about Jonathan Tah, also 30 years. So you look at this team. Leroy Sané is also 30. So for most of them, this is a very important tournament for them because some of them might not get opportunity to return back onto the grounded stage as far as football is concerned. So this is not just about the coach Julian Nagelsmann. It is also, history for some of the players. Because look, the last time they won this was back in 2014, and you look at the time difference from 2014 to 2026. I mean, you're speaking about about 10-year difference.
I think it's 12 years.
It's 12 years difference, and you see
that's 3 tournaments.
Yeah, that is just too long for a football nation. You know how these Germans, you know how this, unfortunately, Italy is out of the race now. You know how Spain, look, any tournament is a chance for them to win. I don't think that Julian Nagelsmann are coming to this tournament with a bit of complacency at all.
And so we are a few minutes away from kickoff. We'll go for a quick break. When we return, we'll delve into the commentary. It's Ivory Coast taking on Germany at the Toronto Stadium in Canada.
Big Cola is changing the game and giving away free cash. Introducing the Bigo Scan and Win promo. Your chance to enjoy great taste and win instant cash every day. Just buy a bottle of Bigo Cola, locate the QR code on the label, scan with your smartphone, watch the video and enter your details and stand a chance to win instant cash. No waiting, no stress, just real rewards instantly. From everyday refreshment to unexpected rewards, Bigo Cola is more than a drink, it's an experience. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Bigo Cola today, scan the code and win big.
Bigo, big on taste, refresh your vibes.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
This advert is FDA approved.
Every game starts with pressure. The pressure to move faster, push harder, go further. On the pitch, every second matters, every sprint, every tackle, every chance. The world watches, but pressure doesn't stop me. It drives me. Because energy changes everything. The energy to keep moving, the energy to keep fighting, the energy to rise when the moment gets bigger. From the training ground to the world stage, I bring everything I've got. I don't wait for the moment. I create it with the energy that keeps me rising. Rush Energy Drink. Be bold, be you.
Drink responsibly. Not recommended for persons below 18, pregnant women and lactating mothers. This advert is FDA approved.
Bigo Cola is changing the game and giving away free cash. Introducing the Bigo Scan and Win promo. Your chance to enjoy great taste and win instant cash every day. Just buy a bottle of Bigo Cola, locate the QR code on the label, scan with your smartphone, watch the video and enter your details and stand a chance to win instant cash. No waiting, no stress, just real rewards instantly. From everyday refreshment to unexpected rewards, Bigo Cola is more than a drink, it's an experience. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Bigo Cola today, scan the code and win big.
Bigo, big on taste, refresh your vibes.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Match ni na tournament ni na mbewi and dey na wuhwe ni.
Dey na me share ni.
Say World Cup ni na bebewi and dey na wuhwe ni.
Okay, say football there, I can't say, I can't pa boom. It's definitely no. Yeah, you know, a more spread unity among ourselves, you know. And I say more you know where na you know, like unity, no, abe more, you know from.
Okay, first of all, I said don't come out to jump. Your boss on your sassy. On your bedana say. Second, so you're not you John Dramani Mahama. On in boss of Pony Yama or Yama to my mufoy or my and you and Momu Free South Africa with me do a mobile. And then I say, it was on Red Cup, brother. Maybe the may share pass and you bet me a sister Ghana, you bet me at the cup. And a dear, no matter what you are there, Beji.
Your top fan baby, you know. Dear now we expect a film.
Say, Minya in Shamboni film. Say, you like for Tokwa, near the idea of the Abezu Shemuniano. Me per se, you will World Cup no. Now soon be Ababoko. Now, other say Spain, Argentina, Bubako at the World Cup. Yeah, Yanka Humbi.
Whole expectation for World Cup Nankasa Air
Spain. For me, I will go for Spain.
For the whole 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Say, me predictions then can say, Yeni Ebia Argentina and shower finals, and any Spain and shower finals. That's what I'm predicting for.
My expectation is to see South Africa win the cup and play Amapiano final, Nakupenda, and the final. I want South Africa to win.
A movie because teams no be well prepared into no you say yeah a movie but Ningina Ghana everything yakoya nim.
What are your expectations for the Morocco versus USA match?
Morocco versus USA me there Morocco be winning.
Okay. So what are expectations for the whole 2026 FIFA World Cup?
Okay, me a Ghanaian. I'm proud of my country, Ghana. Me feel say Ghana on winning match, first match. Or winning first match Maya. Me your hope say cup we Ghana.
So what's your whole expectation for the 2026 FIFA World Cup?
My whole expectation. I hope Ronaldo to win the World Cup. That's my expectation for the World Cup. For Ronaldo to win the World Cup is my biggest expectation.
So what's your whole expectation for the FIFA 2026?
My own expectation is I want to see a good football playing. The referee officiating should be well. And one thing I'm assured that all the teams, there are 48 teams, everyone went there to do well. So we want to see good officiation, good football. Then that's all what I can say. Yeah.
Thank you.
It matters a lot. We all want to see our, how do I call them, stars performing well. To me, like this, my belief is in Ronaldo first. And when I take Ronaldo, I take my own player, my striker in Ghana, Semenyo. Yes, I'm praying that guy should perform, do well in this World Cup because he's doing well in England. At the same time, his own team, Man City, is doing well. So I'm praying that Semenyo and my chief, my Odogu, Ronaldo, to perform well in this World Cup. That's two people I want to see in this World Cup. Yes.
For the whole 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Expectation, I'm expecting England better World Cup. That's my expectation.
And I offer World Cup ni nambe we no. E die na wo hwe nim ewo.
World Cup na me hwe nim ni na de. Me hwe Ghana nim ene Argentina nim to the final.
Okay, my whole expectation, to be honest, in this tournament is for Ghana Black Stars to get to at least probably semi-final or quarter-final. That's my expectation. At least that's a fact. That's my real emotion. That's what I wish. So for Ghana Black Stars to get to at least quarter-final, semi-final, if they can really do that for us, I think we are going to be proud of them. So, and I pray they can surprise everyone in the tournament.
Bia me hwam ni mu ni se mpese Ghana ye develop wom ye wini ba bia be 7 matches ko 8 mu wona wini bonus no endosu na FIFA mo Ghana baso ye mpese Ghana player wanya kura Ghana player bakunya fair player and onya best player e tournament ni Ghana player nya best player o tournament ni mu a Ghana ye din be ko ye ni mu World Cup ni
Ni na mbe wie yen de na wankasa wo hwa anim.
De me hwe no se match nya be wie ye no. Na World Cup na fe Ghana. Me de yenya nkurumudie aye de baye mama ni jeso. Ni nya be kwa wie ye no. Na bibia todi na Ghana ya peja frank ya peja cup no akosoro. Ya ntuma peja kura ni agbowura finance wo na se ye lusu kura na eye maye. Ya dase nyame sire obibia
countries no Ghana they say idin kun asana ba Morocco South Africa for the o me nipa bonfo o me ye mu nyenyu film.
Bigo Cola is changing the game and giving away free cash. Introducing the Bigo Scan and Win promo. Your chance to enjoy great taste and win instant cash every day. Just buy a bottle of Bigo Cola. Locate the QR code on the label.
Welcome back from that break. And so the game between La Côte d'Ivoire and Germany is almost underway at the Toronto Stadium in Canada. And so Victor Kwao, our commentator for today, will take over the commentary.
Well, so thank you very much and welcome to Toronto, the BMO Stadium where Germany is taking on Ivory Coast. And tonight, big game. Exciting start for the European champions. Great start as far as this tournament is concerned. 7-1 against Curaçao. That is indeed a huge scoreline coming on the back of that particular match. And they will head into this game looking at least to register their dominance against Ivory Coast themselves. So, interestingly, picked 1-0 against Ecuador match day one. And certainly tells you their quality and pedigree as far as this tournament is concerned. The African former champions are looking to unlock their form in this tournament, having a very, poor record in the previous editions, and they will love to tonight get an amiable record against one of the favorites as far as this tournament is concerned. Well, starting lineup exciting because MFI have made 4 changes to the starting lineup against Ecuador with the likes of Y being rested, the likes of Bazumana taking off Sekou Fofana equally off, and we have new players coming in. So here's the starting lineup for Ivory Coast. The likes of Yaya Fofana starting between the 2 sticks for them. And the left-hand side, they've got Gisling, Conan, Agbado, again, Kusono, and Senghor shifted to the right-hand side. And of course, exciting midfield of Diomande, Sangare, Kassier, Amat Diallo. And of course, the skipper of the side, Frank Kassier, will be the man to lead this team on the 45,736 stadium in Canada. We'll talk about Germany themselves. Exciting lad, of course, Jamal Musiala. I mean, he is such a talent. Everybody will be looking forward to in today's game. But Manuel Neuer comes between the 2 sticks for them. Kimmich, Tah, of course, Lotterbeck and Brown, Nicholas Brown, start from the left-hand side. Of course, Felix Nmecha, who've got a Nigerian descent, are also starting in the middle together with Pavlovic and Sane and Musiala, Witz and Kai Havertz, the Arsenal man, leading them in this particular game. Well, so there we go at the Toronto Stadium. It is Germany taking on Ivory Coast, and Ivory Coast are in their favorite colors, orange, and the first shot blasted out wide there from Germany, just trying to show their quality. And it's Kai Havertz, the Arsenal man, with that big opportunity there to say if we can push the diamond shaft into the lead, but again, fails to direct the ball, lifting it beyond the roof of the net, and it means that the game stays intact after this exciting game.
Kai Havertz is trying to live up to his name, being a big game player. He's trying to get an early lead for the Germans, but I hope Ivory Coast are able to weather the storm, and then this sets up a very exciting game for all of us.
Well, in case you watch at the Toronto Stadium, I mean, there's a shade, and currently Ivory Coast trying to transition play. That's Jan Diomande, sends it back, and it's picked out by Kusono, who hits it onto the left-hand side. And Ivory Coast taking their time to build gradually way beyond the halfway line. Is brought back again, and is Amat Diallo. I mean, he has been searched for. He picks it now. Tense Lovely will try to whip it onto the far right-hand side, but it's currently out for a twin advantage. What is the big man? Jan Diomande. What a player he's been, and it's been the headline for lots of reasons due to his performance.
I don't know what's wrong with him, but he seems to be, carrying some discomfort. Really moving gingerly.
Absolutely. I mean, you consider his work rates against Ecuador. Certainly, you expect that there'll be a bit of tight legs. But it's Germany regrouping from the back, and it's from the far left-hand side as they try to see if they can push men up front. That's a lovely touch. And the Germans pouring themselves into the half of Ivory Coast. That's Kimmich. And that's a simple touch. It's brought back. And it's the man in the 15, Pavlovic. Relays the diagonal one onto the right-hand side. At least to pick one of those guys in the white set is Leroy Sané. Brought back to Sané again at the left-hand side of the Ivorian defense. Kimmich comes into the fray. The 31-year-old Joshua Kimmich sends it diagonally to the far left-hand side. And it's the four-time world champions who are currently caressing the ball around, enjoying themselves here. Here's Jonathan Tah, the Bayern Munich man. Kimmich, and you can see it's a slow build-up from the two sides. A live coverage of the World Cup here on GhanaWeb. And it's Group E fixture, but here is Bonnie for Ivory Coast, dragging it forward, hits it onto the left-hand side, find Yan Diomande, 1-on-1 with Joshua Kimmich. Can he beat him? Breaks into the ball. Left-hand side, releases it into the channel, and Germany survives the scare there.
This is going to be a very end-to-end game, but I like what the Ivorians are doing. They are not giving the Germans too much respect. They will take their chances when they come, and I'm hoping they're able to, make the most of it. I don't want to see a repeat of the first game where they're creating the chances, but they are not able to convert. So everything will be centered on who makes the most of their chances.
Oh, so everything will be centered on who make most of their chances. Just under 4 minutes. We've done 3 minutes, 19 seconds, and it's barren between the two sides. Yan Fofana taking a bit of walk, goes beyond the arc line on top of the 18-yard, decides to hit it onto the left-hand side now, and he picks Winfred Singo. And it's back to Singo at the right-hand side. And they're trying to play exciting football. The Ivorians taking their time, and they are not being perturbed at all by the quality of the Germans. Yeah, that's another lovely play looking for Amad Diallo. There's a body running into the box there, but again, a crossing, absolutely bizarre. Not the best of hitting to the channel, and it just rolls out beyond the byline.
Yes, I expected him to control the ball and then, turn the ball back and try to, give the cross or pass the ball, probably to try to, enter the final third through the middle, but he decided to cross it, and as you said, it's a very bizarre one. It wasn't the best. Both sides, I think, they are taking the game to each other. They are not. None of the side is relenting for the other to pressure them, and so that is good for us. And I think to have us watch a very interesting game.
Well, so let's have an interesting game upon our hands. And Germany breaking into Ivory Coast box, but that's a very feeble touch there. And it's turned to Yan Fofana, who decides to lash it out wide onto the right-hand side, but just too much to be kept on the field. And there it goes out for a twin advantage to Ivory Coast. Once again, the man that was being searched was Yan Diomande.
The Ivorians should be, in as much as they are trying to keep it compact, they should be very wary of the fact that if you sit too deep, it's self-inflicted injury, because the Germans are just going to pick you apart. So I expect them to hold the line, but a little out of their box. So far, they are way in too deep, and it's not going to go well for them if it goes on for too long.
Well, I see here is back here for Fofana. Decides to hit it onto his left-hand side. And was looking for Yan Diomande. But again, quality guidance coming from Joshua Kimmich, who went into that battle with him and wins the train advantage. Back to Jonathan Tah at the heart of defense. Ivory Coast chasing shadows at the moment, but it is the Germans who are currently determining the pace of the game. And is brought onto the far left-hand side for Brown. Pavlovic. There's Pavlovic again, who comes into the fray. Joshua Kimmich has been fined at the right-hand side, but Yan Diomande pressing him on that occasion, decides to send it back to the 40-year-old Manuel Neuer, who is in his blue outfit this evening. What is referee for today's games is the Paraguayan referee, Juan Benitez, and very calm at the moment. Just 6 minutes into the game, and it's still 0-0 here between Ivory Coast and Germany. It's back into the penalty box for Yan Fofana to pick up. That's a poor play, but there's a bit of pressure coming. Gislin corner wins it, and it's currently rolls out for a train advantage. Leroy Sané was trying to chase it.
This is why I have a problem with building from the back. It puts you under pressure, and if you don't have players with that technical ability to hold the ball and then make decisive passes, you're just putting yourself in a position where you can't come out of, because the Germans are going to box you in, and I really don't want the Ivorians to take that approach. Be on the front foot when you need be, but the building from the back thing is not really the go-to.
Oh, hold on a bit, because Bonnie was trying to pick his skipper. Frank Kessié couldn't pick him. And that's another poor display there from the Ivorians. Kai Havertz will have a touch in Mecha. And here's a big run from the Germans once again as they try to make their way into Ivory Coast territory, and is won by Singo. Quickly trashed onto the left-hand side. Gisling Kona is waiting to receive it. He receives it on his left foot. There's a bit of skills there and drops it into the middle. Here are the Ivorians, who are currently enjoying themselves at the moment. The likes of Unai will need to up their game, and it just tells you what is expected from these two powerhouses as far as football is concerned. As Ivory Coast come for a young Diomande. This is Unai once again. And he plays for Trabzonspor in the Turkish league, and has been dispossessed on that occasion by the man in the 29 jersey for the Germans there. And the Germans are quite enjoying themselves at the moment, as we've done 8 minutes. And the scoreline reads 0-0 between these two sides. Yes, Kai Havertz drops very deep to the left-hand side to receive it. And you can see that Ivory Coast are forming that triangle, at least to deal with that movement of these Germans. And it's always a struggle to tame the ball, as the referee Juan Benitez points the other way around. It means that advantage for Germany is looming, quickly taken by Jonathan Tah. Back to his defensive partner, Pavlovic. Finds Brown, and there's a big run at the far left-hand side. It's brought into the box, big chunk, Kai Havertz. And Ulai comes back to win it for Ivory Coast, but they've lost out on possession at the right-hand side. Crazy stuff from the Germans at the moment. Just taking their time to lace the ball around. Here's Kimmich down the left-hand side. Sensing that he cannot get that to it. And Yafofana goes to the ground to be able to make that contact. Ivory Coast survives that scare.
This is what I was talking about. Kai Havertz. He will just pop up out of nowhere and then cause you trouble. And I wanted to also say something about Ulai. I mean, he's a young player, so he can be allowed, to make some errors, but he should choose where he makes the errors. In the lead up to conceding this chance, he was the one who lost the ball. So the Ivorians are living dangerously, but it's early days yet, so we'll see.
Well, so it's early days yet, but Slotterback stays on the turf and he's been aided by Jonathan Tah to make it back onto his feet. But here's the man, the danger man, Kai Havertz, who just pops up on our screen. The Arsenal man had staying with Chelsea, and I'll jump everybody, including Singo. Managed to get ahead to it. That's a textbook header. But what an effort from Yafofana to parry that one away. And Yafofana, speaking about him, he's been the favorite goalkeeper for MFI. And in every round to that African Cup of Nations title, he's always earned that #1 spot. But here's Germany inside the center cycle. There's a touch from behind. Singo the corporates, and the referee whistles. 10 minutes, and it's 0-0.
Yes, you will see that the Germans are gradually gelling and then going into the game. They are trying to create the chances, which they are doing. But as Alfred said, Ulai needs to be careful. He seems to have no awareness, and the concentration is not there. So when he gets the ball, he turns, and then before he realizes, the German player has dispossessed him, which doesn't augur well for them. If they really need to stay in this game, once you concede early, it forces you to open up more. And once you do that, the Germans will punish you. So they need to be careful, stay compact. And I think Diomande, they've put 2 players on him, so he also needs to pass the ball at the right time.
But hold on, here's Gisling Kona, release the one into a channel. Big chance there! Ricochets of somebody, and it is from the left foot of Singo. What a crazy player he's been with, Singo.
He's having a very good tournament so far.
Absolutely. And you watch the goal against Ecuador. Definitely, he was the creator, and this one just blasted wide, comes off Nicholas Brown. And that's a promising start from MFI's men at the moment.
This is a look at Schlotterbeck's injury. I'm really hoping he can continue. It looks like something with the ankle.
Well, let's see if he can continue. 11 minutes into the game, and still nothing to separate these two sides. As Germany once again trying to connect the dots, and is brought to Leroy Sané at the right-hand side. Gisling corner trying to see if he can dispossess him, but fails to do that. Felix Nmecha will have it. Pavlovic is onto the left-hand side now. Simple touch from Jamal Musiala. Back to Jonathan Tah. Here's Joshua Kimmich running into the certain cycle. They cross their own halfway line back into their territory. This has to go long because Kai Havertz was just waiting at the left-hand side of the Ivorian 18-yard, but fails to pick him. And
the Germans have a very fluid front three. You find Havertz in the middle, then there's Vets up front, Sané sometimes up front. This is going to be something for the Ivorians to, to deal with, and I hope they do a good job, because if you are not sure who you are marking at any particular point in time, that's very dangerous.
Well, so the last time these two sides met was back in 2009, an international friendly, and the likes of Lukas Podolski getting onto the score sheet. Brace for him in that game that ended 2-0, with Emmanuel Boy also scoring as well as Dumbia. But back to the Toronto Stadium is Jan Diomande, who couldn't hack onto the ball as he watches his rope beyond the bar line, and it means that Germany's goal kick is looming, and there's a bit of worry.
Schlotterbeck.
He stays on the turf.
My man doesn't look like he can continue.
Absolutely. Look at the, he looks a bit frazzled, drained, in a bit of trouble. Not the best of, facial expression from Nico Schlotterbeck. And there's Rudiger, who is already up on his feet, doing a bit of warming up on the touchline. But Nico Schlotterbeck continues to receive medical attention as we've done 13 minutes as we approach the 14th minute mark. But here was a great moment. What a run from, Amad Diallo. And of course, just maybe that was the situation that have caused this big blow for Nico Schlotterbeck. Yeah. Just runs to pour the ball out of Amad Diallo's front. Maybe landing awkwardly in an attempt to clear that one.
I pray it's just a sprain. I really pray it's a sprain, because, they have Rudiger on the bench, but in terms of form, probably would go with Schlotterbeck ahead of Rudiger. Likewise, what Nagelsmann has done. Should he not continue, I don't think it would be much of a mess. They have top quality level in Rudiger, but I really wish, looking at the season he had, he should have a very good run in this tournament.
Yeah, and you could talk about the fact that Real Madrid are linked to him, and there are talks that something could happen either in the course of the tournament or after the tournament. And so yes, you wouldn't want to miss Schlotterbeck. He gives you, he's young, and so the energy is there as compared to Rudiger. That's when it comes to these runs. Just imagine Diomande, Rudiger one-on-one. You wouldn't want to.
As an African, I would love it.
Exactly, and so yes, it all tells you that it's not something that Julian Nagelsmann would be too happy with. But yes, Rudiger has seen it all. He's very experienced. So when it comes to the back, I think with Jonathan Tah, they will be able to defend against him.
Well, so far it's Sangare that have impressed so far. He plays for Nottingham Forest in the English Premier League. Nico Schlotterbeck is back on his feet, as we've done quarter of an hour, 15 minutes at the Toronto Stadium. And it's Julian Nagelsmann who is up on his feet, shakes his head a bit. It doesn't look like his charges are playing to the script. As Jonathan Tah runs out of his own 18-yard, brings it forward a bit, decides to go onto his left-hand side. Brown has it. There's a bit of tracking from the likes of Singo. Jan Diomande runs in, but Germany managed to beat the press. Here's Felix Nmecha down the right-hand side. Ulai couldn't get to it. Nmecha brings it back to Joshua Kimmich. Jonathan Tah inside the arc of the 18-yard. And Kai Havertz beats his man. That's a big run. Singo chasing it. And it's a lovely play from Germany. This is a big one there, but Noah Sane arrives a set late and is cleared off his feet there. And Ivory Coast once again stay intact into this game after that big press from the Germans.
You know, the fluidity of the front line for the Germans seems to be a problem for the Ivorians. You are seeing shadow runs, you are seeing direct runs, you are seeing diagonals. Like, there's a lot of movement all in one place, and this is crazy.
Well, so this is crazy, according to Edwin, as we continue the game here. Another lovely build-up from Germany. This could be a bit dangerous for Ivory Coast. That's a lovely hit. Just flashes across the face of goal. And guess who? It is the young man, Jamal Musiala, the star boy, the talisman for the German team. Definitely getting into his groove at the moment. That is a long hit from outside of the 18-yard, 19 yards out. And he was looking for the far left corner. But it just drifting wide off the mark.
Yes, Jamal Musiala. I think the Ivorians are giving the German attackers too much spaces around their final third. It's something that they need to work on. I think Singo was trying to cover up, but he was late, and so that's when the shots got in there. But going for it, I think they need to make sure that they close in the spaces when they see the Germans attackers. Are coming. I think Schlotterbeck is back, and so that's good news for the Germans. Going into this game. Yes, the Germans are showing intent. They've been very purposeful so far. Diomande, we've not seen him so much in the game as compared to the first game that he did against Ecuador. But it's too early to judge his performance.
Well, too early to judge his performance. And as Pavlovic winning the sympathy of the referee, and it means that it's going to be a throw-in for Germany, and he quickly brings it forward. As Pavlovic once again trying to be the creator at the heart of defense, and here he receives it. Pavlovic looks for Musiala, and it's back to Jonathan Tah. Kimmich at the right hand side. He's got a bit of support down the far left hand side, and get to his man. As Ivory Coast is doing a bit of chasing now, beating the press. That's a lovely meter, rolls it in, and again it's Yafofana who arrives early to pick it up. Off the face of Kai Havertz. And it looks like Ivory Coast are in for a long night at the Toronto Stadium. And there's a Group E fixture. And in case you are just watching our live stream on GhanaWeb, it's 0-0.
They really need to start coming out of the gates. They like I said, they are sitting too deep, and the more and more they sit, the more they are just leaving themselves exposed. These Germans are going to work you to your worn out. And the Ivorians need to, as a matter of urgency, they also need to start, coming up with some chances of their own. Because if the game is going to be like this, I'm sure by the 90, the Germans may have a goal or two.
Well, Germany with one shot on target so far, none for Ivory Coast. The Elephants struggling to find their model. In this game, yes, Pavlovic finds Jonathan Tah. And it's back into the middle again. And that's Brown running from the left-hand side, trying to see if he can drift across the face. And then they'll have to go in that territory. Single bit into it. And then finally finds Ulai. And there's Felison Meta decides to go for the shot there and just find the top of the roof of the net. That's a crazy hit from the man in the middle for Germany. Julian Nagelsmann at this point will be very delighted with what he's seen from his charges so far. 20 minutes in the first half department of the game, and it's been German showmanship.
The Germans have been able to put the Ivorians in a box, which the Ivorians themselves need to get out of that box, because right now they're becoming easy targets.
Well, hold on a minute. It looks like Germany definitely might be taking a lead. We've done 20 minutes, and here they have a corner kick. Kimmich sends it across, and certainly that is in. And it's a bit of confusion there. Looks like the Paraguayan referee.
There was an infringement on the goalkeeper.
Benitez rules that one off. And again, there were lots of bodies inside the 18-yard after the time the cross was delivered. Also, yes,
there was an infringement on the goalkeeper. Yes,
absolutely. I mean, impeded, Fofana. Oh, certainly. That's Pavlovic. Unfortunately, we'll have to wait for I mean, at that time to see if he can get his name on the score sheet. For now, it has been ruled out. And that's a big miss there from the Diamond Shafts. But a bit of relief for Ivory Coast so far in this game as their goalkeeper, Fofana, stays on the turf with his 2 hands onto his head. And it tells you that he's in a bit of discomfort.
I'm pretty sure he's trying to buy his team some time because they're under some heat and you know they need to cool off. Probably they would wish for the hydration break at this point because the game is just so one-sided and they need to get out of the box.
Well, for the records, it's exciting to know that Germany have conceded in their last 7 matches across all competitions. But for Ivory Coast themselves, they've also been guilty of not being able to keep clean sheets in a single World Cup. And it means that so many histories to look forward to in today's game. 22 minutes, and there's a bit of temporary hold-up as the likes of MFI. And let's have a bit of chit-chat with the likes of Ahmad and Ulai. And at the moment, so many bodies inside Ivory Coast final third.
From what we've seen, when they go for a quick break or there's a break in the game, the coaches will get the opportunity to speak to the players. And I think from what we've seen, there are times where teams that are not lively in the game, they come back livelier. And there are times where those who are also lively also go back not the same. And so I think this brief break, I expect MFI to do something in terms of talking to his boy, because so far the Germans are piling the pressure. Once they concede the first goal, I think the road to victory will be very long one for them. So they need to come into the game. The attackers haven't seen any attacking threats so far, which doesn't speak well of the Ivorians.
Well, so far they've been very toothless in their game. 23 minutes, and here's Joshua Kimmich, very close to the center cycle. Back to Kimmich again. Place it into space. Ample space for the Germans to try and work out their tactics. As they will have to retreat because Frank Kessie was just trying to see if he can interfere with play. But back to Joshua Kimmich. He decides to option for the right-hand side. Here's Leroy Sané. 1-on-1 against Gisli Konan. Decides to go for the run. We'll have to send in the Ikela, but decides to halt it a bit because there's a bit of support arriving. Joshua Kimmich runs and balloons it back to Manuel Neuer, who is out. Very deep into his own territory, and then they'll go on that territory once again. And it's currently out for a training advantage. It's an Ivorian relief at the moment. Fofana is looking pretty well to continue with the game. So hydration break at the moment, 24 minutes at the BMO Stadium in Toronto. It is Germany 0, Ivory Coast 0.
I think the Ivorians will take this hydration break as a welcome gift because they've been under pressure right from the blast of the whistle. And if anything, if we've learned anything in this tournament so far, the hydration break has an effect on momentum. You know, we find teams who are on the front foot, and then after the hydration break, they may even come to concede and, you know, this and that. So I'm really hoping that the Ivorians can make use of the hydration break. MS5 needs to, you know, sort out his tactics with his players, and in the midfield, I'm yet to see Frank Kessie, you know, and he needs to come to the party. He's that guy who can break the lines for the Germans and then start an attack, put the wide men of the Ivorians to work, and then try and, you know, make something of the game. They risk losing this game should the Germans go ahead.
Hydration break so far so good in the half of the first half. The Germans, obviously, their momentum is on their side. I think Julian Nagelsmann is itching to find the first goal as early as possible for them to, settle in the game comfortably. And if that happens, they will be able to go in for the second, third, and then whichever number that they want. But the Ivorians, their kind of performance, the agility that they put up against Ecuador, are not seeing the same fights. You could see that, I mean, these are players who are playing to kill themselves for the country or something, but that's kind of commitment, I haven't seen it so far. So they almost lies on the, I mean, part of MFI to speak to the boys. They need to really up the tempo of the game because it doesn't augur well. And they seem to, I mean, have boxed Diomandi too, and that has blocked all the attack. I mean, there is nothing lively about the attack anymore since they've been able to shut Diomandi down. So I don't know if they could switch. Maybe they could switch to the middle, switch to the other flank. I mean, when starting up, you don't remain static. Once you do that, you give a huge advantage to your opponent to counter on that, and they will keep attacking. Once you concede, then I mean you get frustrated. So I expect MFI to, I mean, do a bit of tactical tweak and then speak to the players to up the tempo, because I haven't seen that the equated game from, I mean, it was end-to-end game. So yes, I want to see that. But the Germans are, I mean, really asserting their authority on the game, and they are on course to get the lead.
Well, certainly our course to get the lead. 27 minutes. We are back from the dehydration break. And there's going to be a quick impact for Ivory Coast, who will take a train down the far right-hand side. It's brought up front, looking for Bonnie. Couldn't pick Bonnie. And is once again stays outside. Well, looks like Julian Nagelsmann is getting ready for a substitution. And the Real Madrid man is the one on the touchline. But we have to confirm whether he will come in. And as Ivorians quickly bringing it back, is brought onto the left-hand side. Ghislaine Conan left it deep, looking for Bonnie, couldn't pick him. Jan Diomande out of space. And there's a big Ulai, the transport man, picks it up. Decides to retreat back. Finds Kusono. And is brought to Wilfred Singo. As they try to approach the halfway line, back to Kusono. And is brought into the center cycle. As the Ivorians currently enjoying themselves at the moment. As back to Jan Diomande on the left-hand side. It's a big run. Trusting forward here with a lot of leftovers. Gets into the edge of the sounds like Ikala. This is a big opportunity.
Wow!
It's
a goal.
Ivory Coast get the lead.
Frank Kessie.
Frank Kessie. What a crazy play from the Ivorians. And there you have it.
Game on.
The Ivorians have the lead. And
Game
the
on.
fans jubilate at the BMO Stadium.
Yes, earlier on I spoke to you about Jan Diomande. Once they're able to shut him, it completely shuts the door for the Ivorian attack. And once he's able to conjure some magic, it also opens the door for them to get the lead. And that is exactly what he did. I mean, crossed at the right time. There were lots of men in the box, but he was able to get past all of them. Amad Diallo was, I mean, on course to get the first, he got touch of it first, and he was on course, but there was a block. And then Frank Kessie's experience, he didn't hold on to the ball, just one touch. And I mean, when we talk about the experienced players, this is what they bring to you when it matters most. If it was, other players, they would have held on to the ball for some time, trying to, look for spaces to play. And by the time you do that, you see that you give the Germans the opportunity to cover all the spaces. And so, yes, the Ivorians are taking the lead, and we expect that they will be able to still open up like they played against Ecuador. No sitting back, because if you give the Germans that advantage, it will come back to hurt you.
I'm pretty sure Frank Kessie heard me saying he should, get into the game. So we wouldn't have it anyway. Whoever scores the goal now, it is for the Germans to, try and play catch up. And now this time around, I would like to try, just put myself in the shoes of MS5. Do we try and say we keep it at 1-0 and allow them come at us, if at best a draw? Because the dynamics of the group stage now has said that even 4 points is good to go. And looking at their last group match, the opponent is more like an exhibition. So this sets up everything for a good football match, and we see who takes the top spots in the group.
Also, it's Al Hakliman, Frank Kessie, with that important goal for the Ivorians at the moment. Here they will have to come back again. It's switch on to the left-hand side, find Jan Diomande, the man in the left-wing jersey. taps it onto his left-hand side, brought back to Ulai. And they're taking their time to caress the ball very deep in the German half. Kusono relays it onto the far right-hand side. Amad Diallo breaking into the box again. And the Germans surviving it, managed to get a tip to it. And finally, they have a huge advantage.
The game of football has it that you are most what's the word? You are vulnerable. You are the most vulnerable when you have just scored. So I'm praying that the Ivorians, keep a cool head. They shouldn't really get ahead of themselves. Not to try and do things a little too much. It's 1-0. It's good to take a 1-0 lead into the break. So they should just manage the game till halftime, and then when we are back, we'll see if the Elephants can storm the yard once more. Well, they should just keep their tempo and see if they can hang on to the one-goal pushing. But it's brought back that Sangari. Also, in terms of talking about those who have scored for Ivory Coast against Germany so far, 3 of them. Frank Kessie have joined a very prestigious list of Emmanuel Boy, Dubia, and of course, he himself scoring tonight. Plays his club football in Saudi Arabia. As we've done 32 minutes. And it's the Elephant leading the Germans by a goal to nil. 16th goal for Ivory Coast, Frank Kessie. And tells you the skipper of the side is just leading by example. To add to the controversy of the hydration break, what didn't I say? The Ivorians were under pressure, taking chances here and there, pressure after pressure, wave after wave. We went on the hydration break, we came back, and who is leading? This tournament is going to be very, very interesting. I'm imagining the effect of the hydration break on the final. It's going to be interesting. And it is the youngest coach at this tournament, Julian Nagelsmann, who is under pressure, 38 years. And he needs to quickly wrap his head around how he can break down this stubborn Ivorian side. As Kusono works it up front, there's a big chase at the right-hand side, very close to the left-hand side of the German half. And it's Amad Diallo, once again, the Manchester United star, who runs into that pocket of space. But it's just too strong for him to keep on the turf. And it's Jonathan Tah who quickly whips it up from the left-hand side. Stays inside German half. Kusono goes up and managed to get ahead to it. The player stays on the turf. Referee Julian Benitez will have none of that. It's brought back to Emmanuel Neuer, who managed to get his legs to it just outside of the left-hand side of his 18-yard. 34 minutes. And in case you're just watching GhanaWeb, it's our live coverage of the 2026 World Cup. There's a watch along here. Here's Leroy Sané down the left-hand side, picks it up, springing into the center cycle. Picks Slaughterback, and there's a big way from Slaughterback, lose everybody, runs out beyond the bar line, and it means that to be an Ivorian goal kick here, as the two managers who are wearing black, maybe coincidence, issues showing instructions there. But here was the moment of brilliance from Yann Diomande. The moment he brought in the ball, Amad Diallo tries to get a first touch, it couldn't work, and a final touch from Frank Kessie, giving them that needed advantage. This 45,736 edifice in Toronto. Maybe, just maybe, the win against France in the lead up to the tournament was no fluke. Because one thing I'm noticing about the approach of the Ivorians, they choose efficiency over elaboration. If it's one chance, one goal, they'll take that and then grind the game. And the lead has come at a very good time for them. They get to go into I really hope they wait it out in the next 10 minutes, get to halftime, and then try and see how best they can close the game. Because at this point, it is for Germany to chase. I don't expect them, as much as it is, the chance will come, they should take it. But I don't expect them to try and go at the Germans that much. Well, so here's Ulai trying to bring it forward for Germany. And it's left it for Frank Kessie, but the whistle is up. The referee spotting something. Looks to have come off the hand of Ulai. And here's the culprits as Leroy Sané jogs back into his position. Well, in terms of the statistics, it's Germany who, interestingly, have got 58% with possession sliding to their favor. But in terms of the number on the score sheet, it is Ivorians who
are determining that pace. Musiala brings him back to Joshua Kimmich at the left-hand side. Kimmich decides to opt him back to the right-hand side because Sané was just waiting to receive. Kai Havertz, short pass, finds Leroy Sané. Musiala, sandwich between two orange sets. Musiala breaks it again. Germany running onto the edge of the 18-yard. Felix Nmecha has Pavlovic. Kusono goes to the ground, but Pavlovic hangs onto it. Has brought 35 years out deep in Ivorian half, Joshua Kimmich, because the Ivorians are forcing the press backward. And it's finally a touch there. The referee plays on advantage. Here's young German, the 3-on-3. He's got Body to his left-hand side. Releases for Body. Amad Diallo calling for it. It's a lovely color there, but Manuel Neuer makes that important save. 37 minutes. And the Ivorians are really having a real party.
Neuer made that look very easy. Very. But that was a very good attempt from Bony, but Neuer just said no.
Oh, Neuer just said no. And Germans will not relent in terms of pressing, as they'll have to come from the left-hand side. And it's Brown who goes onto the turf. Ulai managed to keep possessing, brings it to the left-hand side for Ghislaine Conan. He's looking for options. He's run out of options, but managed to find one. Sangare. Ivory Coast needs to be careful. Kusono, it's a big chance there. Referee press on advantage. Yafafana. Big miss. Kahamed. And oh, it's been ruled out.
What was the referee looking at? That was a clear infringement on.
And it's 38 minutes by Kai Havertz. Goal have been ruled out. And I was just wondering why the referee took so much time to blow his whistle.
Yes, it was a clear infringement that we expected the whistle to be blown, but I don't know why they're waiting. And I mean, it's very good that he's corrected it, and then the goal has been ruled out. But yes, the Germans are pressing and asking the necessary questions regarding their quest to find the equalizer. And so it's been very difficult. So far so good for the Ivorians. I think Conan has kept, he has handled Leroy Sané very well. So we've not seen that sort of creativity, and then we're able to give those line-breaking passes and all that. We've not seen that. And then a single two, very excellent so far. We hope that they will be able to stay compact, and then when they get the chances, they make use of them.
Also, we are yet to see some exciting stuff from Florian Wirtz, but there's a bit of confusion. Very deep in the Ivorian half. And looks like the referee have quickly taken control of that. It looks to be the diamond shot free kick. But we get to watch it again. So it's Jamal Musiala that was, looks to be one of the Ivorian players that hacked onto his left leg. That's a clear foul there, very spot on from the referee. And that was the moment Ivory Coast thought they had level matters, but unfortunately, the earlier situation preventing that. 39 minutes as we look to approach the 40th minute mark, and it's still the Africans who are holding on to that crazy stuff from Frank Kessié a few minutes back.
But they should be very wary of this set piece. I think they should be very wary of it.
Oh, so it's Joshua Kimmich pours it into the box. Slotterback was trying to have a touch, but yes, Amad Diallo one-on-one with Brown. The Manchester United prospect beats him, and you can see quickly falling back to help with defensive duties. Jonathan Tah comes to the referee and savages the situation. And here they will have to go again down the far left-hand side. Senghor bit into it. Germany. There's a big turn, Florian Wirtz! And it just rolls across the face of goal. But they have the advantage. Corner kick looming on the far right-hand side. That's a lovely play, isn't it?
Yes, and then a very timely intervention from the Ivorian defender. He really did well. And Senghor, he's been able to contain him, but I think this time around, Jamal Musiala had the best of him. And then, unfortunately for them, they couldn't get the equalizer. Florian Wirtz, we all know, hasn't been his best since he's moved to Liverpool. But I think so far they are doing well in terms of their football.
Well, hold on a bit. It's quickly turn away Kusono from Kessié. It stays Slotterback and Ghislaine Conan hammers it away. And makes that it's going to be a train advantage for Germany, quickly taken. Nico Slotterback running out of possession several times. It's 41 minutes. The referee was trying to check the VAR, but who hangs on it a bit because Germany are trying to create another attacking options again. Amad Diallo. Oh, that's a clever play. Very agile play from the Ivorians. It's brought onto the left-hand side. Jan Diomande touches it with his left, releases it onto his right-hand side. Ghislaine Conan, 41 minutes. Ulai Sangare is brought back to Kusono. And the Ivorians definitely are enjoying themselves at the moment. Kusono. And as Ulai who hits it up front. And exciting stuff from these two sides. That is the West Africans who have shown their mettle so far in this game. With just 3 minutes left on the first half department of the game as Ghislaine Corner brings it back again.
They should try and keep the game at this tempo. They being in charge, dictating the pace of the game, because now the game is just going to border on who is having the momentum. And looking at as the hydration break swung momentum to their side, they should try and hold on to it as much and not concede chances to the Germans.
So talking about conceded chances here, they've conceded a chance, but it's Emmanuel Agbado who turns it back to Fofana. Well, speaking about Emmanuel Agbado, plays for Besiktas in Turkey, and so far he's been rock solid at the back. But here it is single, and even throwing Reto couldn't hang onto the ball as it rolls out. Julian Nagelsmann scratches his head on the touchline as MFI folds his arm, watches on from his technical area. 43 minutes, and it's still Ivory Coast 1, Germany 0 in this intriguing encounter. Group A fixture, and a place for who top the pile in Group A is on here as Germany comes for it. Leroy Sané fails to pick the broken pieces. Agbado finds Jan Diomande, took his eye off the ball for a moment, but managed to keep it on the green grass. Ghislaine Corner, lovely decision to chick it onto his left-hand side. The first sprinting pass, and again, Bonnie couldn't read that well. And it's Manon Neuer who comes out of his 2-6 to pick it up. And here, Germany once again. Felix Nmecha, back flick, somewhere between orange shirts. Bates Sangare, Pavlovic. Felix Nmecha brings it back to Nicholas Brown. Here's Jonathan Tah, finds his keeper, Joshua Kimmich. One of the most experienced players at this Mondial. As Leroy Sané drift from the left-hand side, was looking to pick Jamal Musiala, couldn't pick him. Kai Havertz instead. As Jan Diomande looks to have come of somebody. Certainly, that's the man in the 17th shirt, Florian Wirtz, who have strict position with Leroy Sané.
It's quite interesting to see how far back Kimmich is willing to track the run of Diomande. Either way, he's stuck to his man. But as to the youthful pace that Diomande carries, I don't know if it's a good idea to follow him about everywhere, because one quick pass in behind the lines and it's going to be dangerous.
Well, guess what? 7 minutes of additional time. And of course, it's very, very important because we've had several situations unfolded so far at the Toronto Stadium. And the referee, Juan Benitez, and together with the officiating crew, feel that they need to add 7 minutes. And so we're in for that 7 minutes at the moment. And it's Germany's chance to see if they can fancy their chances here. Felix Nmecha brings it down to the left-hand side. As Leroy Sané at the left-hand side of the Brian Boss breaks it in. And again, a touch from Emmanuel Agbado, turns it away. A corner kick is up on his cast for the Germans here with Florian Wirtz, letting himself to take it. He's got 4 more years on his contract with Liverpool. As Joshua Kimmich left an ample of space to bring it, sends the Keller again. That's a poor way to defend it. Nico Slotterback back into the Ivorian territory. Brown lifts it, and it's Kai Havertz with foot up challenge, but it's a long shot there from Jamal Musiala. It's rather Felix Nmecha. Jamal Musiala now comes into the fray, but Ivorians winning. Kusono finds Winfred Single, and there's a big round drifted out wide. The big chase is on from Felix Nmecha against Single, and Nmecha emerges victorious. Left is for Nico Slotterback.
I'm sure Single was having a deja vu moment, in the last game where he picked the ball from his old defensive half and then just made a beeline to the opponent's goalpost. But Emecha has shown his strength. I like what he's doing in the middle of the park, not allowing the balls go past him. And then when he has the ball, it's also quite difficult to get it off him. Ivory Coast is doing well in the defensive aspects, and now I think they are moving out of the box when they recover the ball quite well than they started the game with.
Oh, they are doing very well now. We've done 2 minutes of the 7 minutes that have been added. It's Jamal Musiala who wins it. Go past Amad Diallo, and even Frank Kessié goes to the ground. And what's the referee saying? He says it's not going to have none of that. That's a very silly way to concede to go down.
Yes, as a professional player, a player of his caliber, Jamal Musiala, I mean, you don't expect that. But then, yes, I mean, it's still the Germans trying to, get the best out of them. And then I think the Ivorians deserve a huge applause for their defensive display. Very, very solid. Shots are being blocked. They are, sealing all the spaces in the box. So if you're able to take on 1 or 2 players, it becomes difficult for you to go past the final marker. And that is something that they've really done well.
Well, so definitely you need Bigo and Rash and Ben Alex to continue enjoying this moment, because Amad Diallo brings it back a bit, finds single, and Frank Kessié gets himself into that challenge bit. The German try to it, looking for Bonnie, has it now to his left-hand side. Bonnie, young German arriving at the left-hand side, but again, it's a wrong decision from Bonnie there, and it has been well defended by the Ivorians. By the Germans, I beg your pardon. It's Jon Bonnie, who plays for Inter Milan, with that best of pace up front.
And I like what Frank Kessié did. Like I mentioned, he's the one who can break the lines of the Germans, put in the decisive passes, and he was almost on his way to getting an assist there. So that's good.
Well, so we've done 4 minutes of the additional time, 3 minutes left. And a corner kick brought from the left-hand side is headed out. And it's throwing Vietu watches the ball as it rolls out. John Diomande running back into possession, because Ivory Coast have got another throwing advantage looming from the far right-hand side. And as Senghor who picks it up. Impressive display from the right back so far with Fred Senghor. Can either play even as a centre-back as well. Against Ecuador, he was slotted into the centre-back position by coach MFI. Here's Jan Diomande, the RB Leipzig man, finds Getzlin Conan. That is Ivorians who are taking Germany to school at the moment. Back to Ulai at the left-hand side.
This is what we call triangles.
Looking for Hobsons on the edge of the 18-yard. And there's a player that lies on the turf. Jan Diomande, lovely play. Can he keep it on the turf? Managed to keep it on the turf. It's Joshua Kimmich, and he managed to just tip it out of his face, and Germany has got a training advantage. Here's Leroy Sané. And it's Joshua Kimmich, the skipper of the side, who comes to the fray. Jonathan Tah back to Manuel Neuer at the left-hand side of his own penalty box. That's a big header from Felix Nmecha, the Borussia Dortmund man. Sané. And he gives up possession to Sangare. But here's foreign vets. He's got options up front. Kai Havertz placed into the pocket of space. Jamal Musiala running behind him. That's a strong challenge from Amad Diallo.
I love the physicality there.
Florian Wirtz once again. Referee leaving on the advantage. It slides onto the left-hand side for Nicholas Brown to pick. Lifts it for Florian Wirtz. And here's Pavlovic. And the Germans currently halfway inside Ivory Coast territory, just stringing passes together and trying to see if they can draw the Ivorians out of their defensive shell. And continuing the same trajectory. That's a lovely hit. Fine, Felix Nmecha, but again, it's Kusono at the right place to just hammer it away as Jan Diomande finds Frank Kessié. Hold the ball, holds on a bit. Was looking for Ulai, but Leroy Sané comes and receive it. way beyond the halfway line. Felix Mecha is Ivory Coast on the right foot once again. Very close on the edge of the 18-yard. As Kai Havertz drops his shoulder, lays it for Joshua Kimmich. Here's Leroy Sané with the best of space. That's a lovely display. Here's for Enviat. Big space. Oh my God, was just dancing his way through the Ivorian defense. But again, yeah, for fun, at the right place to just pick it up. Managed to gobble up the ball without any struggle at all. And tells you why he's got the favor of the manager to start in this game.
Yeah, sometimes in a game of football, you need luck to be on your side. So everything is going in the favor of your Ivorians in their defensive setup. But I really don't want them to ride on that so much. But so far so good. Going into halftime, a 1-0 lead.
So it's Saturday's halftime on the 45,736 edifice. And Toronto, Canada, the multicultural city. It's halftime. It's Germany 0, Ivory Coast 1.
Thank you very much, Victor, for that first half commentary. The Elephants of La Côte d'Ivoire, the West African Giants, are leading four-time world champions Germany by a goal to 0. And so we are still here at the GhanaWeb, your coverage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now, this coverage is made possible by our cherished sponsors who have, helped us to get this for you. And so, Rush Energy Drink, your says be bold, be you. We also have Ulas Enterprise. Ulas Enterprise for generator sets, water pump. Ulas Enterprise is the best place for you. We also have Just Chinese. Just Chinese, they provide you with the best meals. Variety of them. If you want, just go to Just Chinese. You also have Verna Natural Mineral Water. It says nature's finest. They are the finest when it comes to mineral water in the country. So you have DSTV, so much more. They are giving you all the 104 matches, not just, in ordinary quality, but in high definition. And so DSTV, so much more. We also have Knorri. It said share Radiance butter. And so if you want the best share butter, your choice or your destination is definitely Knorri. Let's go for a quick break. When we return, you will dissect the happenings in the first half.
Every game starts with pressure. The pressure to move faster, push harder, go further. On the pitch, every second matters, every sprint, every tackle, every chance. The world watches, but pressure doesn't stop me. It drives me. Because energy changes everything. The energy to keep moving, the energy to keep fighting, the energy to rise when the moment gets bigger. From the training ground to the world stage, I bring everything I've got. I don't wait for the moment, I create it with the energy that keeps me rising. Rush Energy Drink. Be bold, be you.
Drink responsibly. Not recommended for persons below 18, pregnant women and lactating mothers. This advert is FDA approved.
And with your smartphone, watch the video ad, enter your details, and stand a chance to win instant cash. No waiting, no stress, just real rewards instantly. From everyday refreshment to unexpected rewards, Vigo Cola is more than a drink, it's an experience. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Vigo Cola today, scan the code, and win big.
Bigo, big on taste, refresh your vibes.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
This advert is FDA approved.
Bigo Cola is changing the game and giving away free cash. Introducing the Bigo Scan and Win promo. Your chance to enjoy great taste and win instant cash every day. Just buy a bottle of Bigo Cola. Locate the QR code on the label. Scan with your smartphone, watch the video and enter your details and stand a chance to win instant cash. No waiting, no stress, just real rewards instantly. From everyday refreshment to unexpected rewards, Bigo Cola is more than a drink, it's an experience. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Bigo Cola today, scan the code and win big.
Bigo, big on taste, refresh your vibes.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
This advert is FDA approved.
Bigo Cola is changing the game and giving away free cash. Introducing the Bigo Scan and Win promo. Your chance to enjoy great taste and win instant cash every day. Just buy a bottle of Bigo Cola. Locate the QR code on the label. Scan with your smartphone, watch the video and enter your details and stand a chance to win instant cash. No waiting, no stress, just real rewards instantly. From everyday refreshment to unexpected rewards, Bigo Cola is more than a drink, it's an experience. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Bigo Cola today, scan the code and win big.
Bigo, big on taste, refresh your vibes.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
This advert is FDA approved.
Bigo Cola is changing the game and giving away free cash. Introducing the Bigo Scan and Win promo. Your chance to enjoy great taste and win instant cash every day. Just buy a bottle of Bigo Cola. Locate the QR code on the label. Scan with your smartphone, watch the video and enter your details and stand a chance to win instant cash. No waiting, no stress, just real rewards instantly. From everyday refreshment to unexpected rewards, Bigo Cola is more than a drink, it's an experience. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Bigo Cola today, scan the code and win big.
Bigo, big on taste, refresh your vibes.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back from that quick break here at GhanaWeb. Our coverage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. It's a Group E fixture involving Germany and La Côte d'Ivoire. Let me come to you, Alfred. So far, so good. The Germans are losing, trailing the Ivorians by 1-0. Is it something you expected?
It wasn't expected, but I mean, I can't be mad about it. The goal itself was against the run of play, because when you look at the direction of the game, the Ivorians were nowhere near even getting a sniff. I think the only proper chance Neuer had to be called on, the attempt looked like a baby shot.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's fully against the run of play, but I'm sure the Ivorians will take it with open arms. And now the second 45 minutes is something that either they wait it out or the Germans just, do the usual, do a comeback, and then we'll have another World Cup moment. But so far, so good. In the coast of Ivory, everything is cozy.
Everything is cozy. Victor, it seems the Ivorian defense did the magic for them in the in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Gisling, Conan, and Kusono have been very fantastic at the hearts of defense for them, together with Agbada. I think today at the back four, Singo has been the poorest tonight. His performance in that game against Ecuador out marks what he's doing today in today's game. But aside that, as Amad Diallo equally have produced below par performance tonight. But aside that, everybody has brought their A game. Reason why the Ivory Coast are leading, and for the Germans, I think that it's a performance that is not befitting of the German diamond shafts. So far, it's just Florian Wirtz who that's their best player on the tape so far. Beyond him, all of them are just playing normal football that even Kotoko Hearts of Oak in quotes. Can't even score them. At least I'm saying carefully. Yeah. I mean.
And then I saw a comment on the socials, right?
Yeah.
Someone was saying that they are now fully convinced that it's very difficult to win the AFCON than win the Euros.
Yeah.
Because tell me how this is happening. Germany are doing everything they can, but the Ivorians have been resolute. They've stood their grounds, and I must say it tells. If they should run out as eventual winners of this game, that's a very, very big statement. And so far across the tournament, the African teams are playing some impressive games, getting some impressive results, and I believe it's only going to get better from here.
I mean, earlier on I spoke to you about the Germans coming into the tournament. There were noise around the team. People weren't convinced by Julian Nagelsmann's style of play, the kind of performance that the team has put up in friendlies, in qualifiers, and then right into the tournament. The Curacao win, shut down those talks. But is it a must win for Germany? Because should they lose, then the noise will be reignited, and it could affect, the psyche of the players in the tournament.
On that matter of noise around the team, there's a bit of an irony in there too. I'm even surprised myself because the German team is on a 10-match winning streak, and it's crazy. But the downside is that for the World Cup, they failed to keep a clean sheet in the last 8 games. Nagelsmann would be very much aware of all of this, and I think decisively he needs to change something and change fast. I don't expect Schlotterbeck to come back for the second half, definitely, because a lot of the play wasn't run by on his left side after signs of that injury. So I think they would want to bring in Rudiger to try and push forward because they need all that they can. And then Rudiger also, in the sense that when it comes to set pieces, you trust him too, because if the Ivorians are defending, they're going to be conceding corners. And then if maybe apart from Arsenal, every other team will not turn down, well, Arsenal even themselves will not turn down an opportunity for a corner. So they need to change something. In the middle, I don't know who would have to give way, but so far, Ivorians have had it good, and the Germans just need to come to the party as soon as possible.
Victor, the German attack, in the course of your commentary, you made mention that they've been toothless in the game so far. Any substitutions you expect Nagelsmann to effect just to spark the attack?
Oh yeah, definitely. You've got players on the bench. You've got the likes of Leon Goretzka on the bench. You need players who can change the game. And I think that the reason why Germany is trailing in this game is the fact that their midfield have been totally shut out by the Ivorians. The likes of Pavlovic and Felix Mecha are not playing anything. Nobody's creating anything for the forward men. I think Kai Havertz has been good. If you watch his movement off the ball, he's been in the right positions. What needs to be done is that they need players to service them. And I think that is what Germany is missing this game. If they can bring in creative midfielders like Leon Goretzka and the rest to service them up front, I think that Germany will get some goal. But don't forget, Ivory Coast may be in the lead, but I'm afraid for them because when you look at Germany's last 5 games, they have always scored. They have always scored. So, and I look at second game of such big games as very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. So they shouldn't go into the dressing room thinking that they have taken the lead. In fact, the proper job is to be done in the second half, not what we've seen in the first half. But, their back line have also been very vulnerable in games, and I think the Ivorians were smart to play on that one.
And they were smart to play on that one. And very soon, we'll be heading into the second half of the game between La Côte d'Ivoire and Germany in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now, let me acknowledge some of our sponsors. Once again, Furniture City says that they have sofas, recliners, coffee tables, TV units. So if you need any of these appliances, Furniture City is the destination to visit. And we also have Melcom, where Ghana shops. Melcom, almost everything you need, you go to Melcom, you will be furnished with it. We also have Bigo Cola. Events, birthday parties, weddings, and then any other events that you need drink to serve people, Bigo Cola is the best for you. Now, 369 Gym and Wellness Center, they operate on a 24-hour basis. It's not just a gym, you gym, and then if you experience any sort of fatigue, they also have a massage section there that you could visit for a massage. So, I mean, it's not just the normal gym. They also have a massage session. Then they have other learning centers where you'll be taught the physics. I mean, when we were in school, we learned about PE. They have a session there that, I mean, you will learn about the exercise and everything. They give you the theory and then add the practical aspects to it. So 369 Gym and Wellness Center, they provide 24-hour service. They are located at East Legon. East Legon, that's where you get them. Emmeline Logistics. Now, they say that your trusted paints and plasterboard supplier. Their paints, I mean, waterproof. Almost everything is intact. And so Emmeline Logistics gives you the best when it comes to supplier of paints and then plaster boards. We are almost to kick off when it comes to the second half. Victor will take over with the commentary.
Well, thank you very much. Welcome to the second half department of the game between Germany and Ivory Coast. And there it's underway at the Toronto Stadium. And it's Germany kicking start, but there's a quick substitution because the new man have been introduced into the game. And guess who? It's Olivia.
Antonio Rudiger.
Antonio Rudiger. I was about mentioning Olivia Giroud. Also, it's Antonio Rudiger who comes in, and it means that there have been a quick substitution by Julian Nagelsmann in this game. We'll confirm to you who have been taken off. But here is Amad Diallo once again on the right foot for Germany on the left-hand side. That's a lovely display, but it's been quickly cut out. And it's Germany who are looking to start on the right foot once again, taking off from what we saw in the first 45 minutes. Ulai, there's going to be a long shot again, but just blasted against Antonio Rudiger, and it rolls out. It's Giltling corner was going for that long drive from outside of the 18-yard, the left-hand side of the 18-yard, to be very precise. It means that the train advantage will stay with Germany, and it's Giltling corner once again who will let himself to take it. And Ulai just approaching him. Jamal Musiala also scanning the area, and it's back to Bonnie. Can it turns, breaks into the balls, goes to the ground. Referee plays on with on the advantage, and Germany has it. Jonathan Tah, this is dangerous, but Manono managed to get his leg to it first, and he blasts it upfield. And it's Ivory Coast once again who have gotten themselves into a very vital position. Here's Frank Kessié. Drifts it onto the right-hand side. Senghor have been invited into the fray. If Ivory Coast will maintain the current scoreline, it means that the likes of Wilfred Senghor, Kusono, Emmanuel Agbado would have to be on top of their game. But it's Jonathan Tah who wins possession, finds Brown, and is looking for Florian Wirtz, goes to the ground. Jamal Musiala has the touch. It's close to the center cycle. Kai Havertz, not the best of touch. And it rolls out at the far left-hand side.
The Ivorians are showing their prowess as being Africans. I like, even the smallest of players are going in with, some physical nudge here and there on their opponents. Amad Diallo is charging at his German counterparts, and this is how they can, get a hold of the game. Because if you allow these Germans to have fun with the football, I mean, it's going to be dangerous for you. So try and frustrate them as much as possible. If half of the time a German player is thinking of who is charging at them instead of where to pass the ball, I think that goes to the advantage of the Ivorians quite a lot. Well, so here's Joshua Kimmich with a corner kick advantage for Germany for the 7 minutes. And it's still the same old story. It's Ivory Coast hanging on to that first half goal from Frank Kessié, the skipper of the side, decides to go short. That's Kimmich, flying Wirtz back to Kimmich. Sends the Ikela into the left-hand side, and it's Fofana who picks it up. The Rising Sport goalkeeper, very fantastic so far in the last two games for the Elephants of La Côte d'Ivoire, 2023 African Cup of Nations champions. And they've lost out the title to Morocco at the moment, after that decision was turned by the CAF appeals body, rewarding Morocco the trophy instead of Senegal, who won
within normal time. But here is here for Fana. 12 yards, very deep into his 18 yards. Goes left hand side, finds Gisling Conan. And here he goes again. That's a lovely one to play. Ivory Coast trying to run beyond the halfway line. It's dragged out wide, finds Bonnie. There's a big chase by Jonathan Tah. Kane arrives early. Tah gets to it, Bonnie as well. Joshua Kimmich bits into it, finds, looks to be young Diomande. And he couldn't keep it on the turf. 49 minutes.
It's the Ivorians soaking the pressure. I didn't expect that, and it clearly tells you the mentality of the players and the team. Because if you are looking at this German side, you come into the second half where you would expect them to do that. But if the Ivorians have taken that initiative, it clearly tells you that coach MS5 is not ready to sit back or give them the space to operate and dominate the game. And I think it will really help them if you're able to maintain the same momentum. However, they need to be careful at the back, because once the Germans get the equalizer, the pressure is going to turn back on them.
Well, once the Germans get the pressure, it means that the pressure is going to turn on them. But here's Amad Diallo. This is a big chance for Ivory Coast. Oh my goodness! And the quality of the ball have just been taken off the soil as there was a bit of impediment on its way to finding the back of the net, and it's Germany that survives that one here. But what a lovely play there from Amad Diallo, but it is Frank Kessier who went down whilst trying to kick that one. And it's 50 minutes here on GhanaWeb, our live coverage of the 2026 World Cup. And it's proudly brought to you by the likes of Werner Rasch, Bigo, Furniture City and the likes. As Germany will try to bring it forward from the left-hand side now. Here's Brown. Finds Jonathan Tah. Throwing Vets. Looking for Pavlovic. Couldn't pick him. Other picks an orange shirt. Here's an Ivorian. Coming for a Frank Kessier. The skipper on the side. Looks for Matt Diallo. Drops it onto his right hand side. Diallo inside the box. He's got a bit of support. Oh my goodness. There's skies in efforts. And it's the big man in a 20 jersey. Emmanuel Agbado. Just look at it. And that's a quality play there from Amad Diallo. And it's Olai, the transport man, who couldn't keep his composure and just lifting it wide off the mark. 51 minutes. And Ivory Coast looks to be really enjoying themselves.
Yes. You would remember in the game they played against Ecuador, they had similar chances and they squandered them. It was in the latter part of the game that they got that one goal, and then it saved them at the end of the day. I think if you are getting these chances, we are playing against a German side that has full of world-class players. So if you are squandering these chances and then you fail to score more, they get the equalizer, I think they would be in trouble. So they need to be careful. When they get the ball in the final third, they need to be very well composed. There's no need to rush. Your decision-making is very important.
Well, decision-making is very, very important. And there's the Germans who are chasing the equalizer here at the BMO Stadium, but it's proven futile at the moment because the Ivorians have blocked every channel. Here's Pavlovic, very deep into Ivorian territory, finds Jonathan Tah, whips it out wide onto the right-hand side. It's not for Felix Mecha, and it's turned back to Leroy Sané. There's Joshua Kimmich, trying to drift onto the edge of the 18-yard, find Pavlovic, back to Leroy Sané on the right-hand side. He's taking on Gisling corner, brings in the Keller from it. It's a lovely touch, and for Fana at the right place to claim it. Brilliant display from the Ivorian defense so far.
I think the Germans are now trying to, switch it up, making use of the diagonal passes. But it must be said that the Ivorians have surprised me a little bit. I assumed they would come into the second half and try and wait it out. But right from the blast of the whistle at the restart, they were on the front foot. And for the best part of 10 minutes, they had the Germans on the go. They should make it count, because once momentum swings back to the Germans, I believe it's going to be wave after wave after wave.
Well, it's going to be wave after wave. And here's Ulai, just trying to take his time to see if there's anybody in the orange shirt approaching. And of course, it's Kusono who approaches back to Ulai, brings it to Usengo, Amad Diallo against Brown. Diallo has got a very nimble foot. Managed to hold on to possession. Hawks inside, there's a big chance. Kessie goes down inside the penalty area. But the referee will have none of that. And as the Al Hakliman once again putting himself into a very vital position. And they have been rewarded with a corner kick for all his effort with that final touch. But it's Amad Diallo doing all the job.
But that was a show of lack of awareness from Frank Kessie. You called for the pass, so you should have scanned your area to know that there was a man on you, because this ball didn't need 2 touches.
Well, this ball didn't need 2 touches, and the corner kick have been quickly taken. There's a big chase from Pavlovic. Jan Diomande with his 2 arms wrapped around Pavlovic, and he is a culprit on that occasion. And it's a big relief for the Germans because they've been rewarded with a corner kick. Jean Benitez, quickly Ivory Coast once again has got the ball onto themselves, hogging possession at the moment. Samad Diallo, reason why he's gotten the nod to start for the Reds in the English Premier League under Michael Carrick, has really discovered his form after Ruben Amorim reduced him to a bench player. 55 minutes, and it's Ivory Coast once again trying to put passes together. And it's Jan Diomande. Looks for Bonnie. There's a lovely display. And it's Ghislaine Conan who send it across. There's a big chance. Amad Diallo. But it's Brown who comes across it. Single rounds onto it at the right hand side. Managed to keep it in play. 1-on-1 with Musiala. Can it go passing? Looks for option. Finds Ulai, who is just 20 yards out. Back to the right hand side of the German 18-yard. And it's Sangare with a big run up front. Amad Diallo. Sangare. Big run. There's nobody there. Oh, Jan Diomande just hitting wide his efforts.
I mean, chances upon chances upon chances, and they are failing to take their chances. It's very disappointing. I think they've been very productive in the early embers of the second half, even more than what they did in the first half. We expect them to take their chances because it doesn't augur well. Should there be an equalizer, then it means that there will be more pressure on them. And so they need to take their chances. I mean, if I need to speak to the guys to calm down and take their chances. The rush, I don't see a need for the rush. They need to take their chances.
Well, they need to take their chances. And it's Germany who says, well, we'll take our chances at the moment because Foreign Vets has just played in Leroy Sané. Back to Leroy Sané as he tried to see if he can get any space to whip it, find Rudiger, find Jonathan Tah. As Germany's back line, who are now halfway inside Ivory Coast half. Jamal Musiala on the left-hand side, back to Jonathan Tah. And as Rudiger looking to line up a shot, goes for that shot there, but into the crowd of white sets. As Antonio Rudiger, the Real Madrid centre-back. And as Julian Nagelsmann once again, who knows that he's just not playing out according to the script. He has written for his lads in the dressing room. And he would have to keep on chasing it.
I see Nagelsmann preparing to bring Dennis Undav on, and that will be something positive because Undav has proven to be a super sub for the national team. In games that he has come off the bench, he seems to have a very good impact. So we'll see the attacking changes, but the Ivorians shouldn't change what they're doing. They shouldn't change what they're doing. So far it's working, and you don't change a system that's functioning.
Well, so you don't change a system that is functioning. And here's Florian Wirtz, finds Pavlovic, 20 yards out, finds his skipper Joshua Kimmich, has brought back. Here's Antonio Rudiger, finds Jonathan Tah, his defensive partner, back to Tah at the left hand side. There's Pavlovic. Well, Antonio Rudiger came in for Nico Slotterback, who was struggling with a knock he picked earlier on in the first half. And here's Leroy Sané on the right hand side against Conan, breaking loose onto the edge of 18 yard, tips it back to Joshua Kimmich, flex it over, looking for Florian Wirtz, couldn't pick him, but forced into his front. He turns it in, Jamal Musiala, and it's Ivory Coast who quickly shoots that one off his face. And it's a corner kick. 58 minutes. And so far, Amad Diallo has really come into this game in the second half. Not the best of performance in the first 45 minutes, but it looks like the young lad have been spoken to and it's increased the tempo of his play. Where Joshua Kimmich, once again, the man to take set piece. Corner kick at the right hand side, looming for Germany as they chase that equalizer. It's brought across and Fofana, where his height managed to get his hands to it. And that's a clever display. And it's Kai Havertz, where it's face to the ground. But here's the corner kick. And it's Fofana rising very high above everybody to just claim it. And looks like there might be a bit of contact onto Kai Havertz's head as he stays on the turf. Also, finally, substitution has been confirmed. We have a new player coming in. We'll confirm to you. Musiala is off. Leroy Sané is off as well. Pavlovic have also been retracted in the game. And in their places, we'll get to know the men who are replacing them. So, Lewin is replacing them on Dav, and of course, Amiri also coming in. Julian Nagelsmann looking for more potency up front into this game as we approach the 60th minute mark. Well, it's a Group E encounter here on GhanaWeb, our live coverage of the 2026 World Cup. Probably brought to you by the likes of Werner, Rush, Bigo, Furniture City, and several others. Here's Kai Havertz now drifting out wide to the right hand side. There's a big challenge from Manuel Agbado, who hangs on to the ball. Lewin, and it's quickly tipped out. That's a big run from behind. Germany managed to keep it, but it's Amad Diallo who wins it. Looking for a bit of space. Clips it onto his right hand side to find Wilfred Singo. And a give up possession. Here's Brown. Florian Wirtz looks for Brown once again. 1-2 at the left hand side. 20 years out, there's an Ivorian player stays on the turn. Looks to be Singo.
So why did he?
But hold on a bit.
So why did Singo get up again? You said you are injured. Stay down.
Sometimes these players, you know.
I mean, I've observed one thing. I mean, this World Cup, we realized in the Premier League there were lots of instances where players go down easily, they are awarding fouls. There were lots of controversy surrounding that during the season, and I think the FIFA referee.
This wasn't anything for Singo to be done.
Oh sure, the FIFA, referee has spoken to the officials. They don't give room for soft, fouls. It's something that really rules the game.
And then once you say you are indeed hurt, you have to go out and take treatment for at least a minute.
Yes, I'm really impressed with the fact that they don't give room for soft foul. Ghana game against Panama, there were instances where you put first, you should have taken it. But you see that the same instance, when it happens or applies to a Panama player, the referee overlooks it. And I think it's something that is helping us to see the beauty of the game. Because players use it as a tool to delay games and then cause all sorts of frustrations to the opponent. And so I commend FIFA on their refereeing decisions.
Well, so that is my host commending FIFA, but here's Germany. There's a big chance there. As Kai Havertz quickly. A player been intercepted. There's two bodies going down inside the center cycle, Jonathan Tah. But it's Germany quickly on the right foot at the right hand side. It's a deep ball looking for Andav, and it's been taken off his front. That's a lovely way to interfere with it. Wilfred Singo with a head to it.
I think the approach now for the Germans is flood the 6-yard box of the Ivorians with crosses. They are going to spam them with crosses. So far, we've seen, I think, 2 of them go in, and it looks dangerous every time. So the Ivorians should really get ready, because it's going to be crosses left, right, and center.
Well, so left, right, and center, and it's 62 minutes. It's another corner kick, and it's Joshua Kimmich who is taking this one. Kimmich, it's a long delivery onto the far post. This could be, that's a crazy stuff there. Ivory Coast nearly getting themselves into some trouble. Flirting with danger, isn't it?
Fofana was lucky. He was very lucky. When you are coming out as a goalkeeper for a corner, you should be very sure you are getting the ball. He was caught in no man's land.
Well, so he was caught in no man's land, and Julian Nagelsmann thought for a moment that they have, equalized that goal. But it's unfortunate. They would have to hang on a bit. Here's Ulai, dropping very deep to help with defensive duties. Singo calling for it at the right-hand side. And as Kusono will be served, he runs out of his 18-yard. brings in Singo. There's Balloon to the right-hand side looking for Matt Diallo. And then Frank Kessie gets into the challenge, bit into it by Felix Nmecha. Kusono gets involved. Andav goes to the ground. And it's Joshua Kimmich now. Yes, foreign vets. It's Germany. 25 yards out. Kimmich returns it back. But unfortunately, there's a German player on the turf.
Everybody gets up eventually.
Viet Lewin coming with it at the left-hand side. Legs over. Nutmegs Kusono. Single instead. But straight into the waiting arms of Fofana.
I like what the referee is doing. He's just allowing the football. You know, his interest is the football. I mean, he could have whistled for something, but he's allowing the game to flow. And the earlier the players catch on, the better for them. Because if you are going down for absolutely no reason at all or something very minimal, the referee is just going to turn a blind eye.
Well, the referee is going to turn a blind eye. As Group A fixture here upon us is Germany taking on Ivory Coast. And there's our live watch along here on GhanaWeb. As Kai Havertz, there's a big chase from the far right-hand side. But there's Ulai who couldn't get to it as Germany once again will transfer it from the right-hand side. Finds Joshua Kimmich, 30 yards out. Tar lines up for it, receives it. A lot of movement from the Germans. Lewin brings it back a bit. Jonathan Tah chasing it beyond the halfway line because Frank Kessie was just trying to get hold of it. Antonio Rudiger back to Felix Nmecha into the center cycle. With steps beyond it. Here's a big chance now for Germany. And it's quickly 10 out, and it's going to be another corner kick. How many such places is Ivory Coast going to concede at the moment? 65 minutes. That is another corner kick looming.
Yes, I think the substitutions that Nagelsmann made have really made impact on the game. It's really impacted the game in terms of control for the Germans. I think at the moment they are controlling and steering the affairs of the game. As to whether they will be able to penetrate the defense and then find the back of the net remains the big question. And that's the Germans are trying to find their way through. But yes, so far so good. The Ivorians, their defense, they've stayed compact.
Well, so the Ivorians have stayed compact here. They would have to deal with this mess here for Fana Mane to get a hand to repair it away. But as far as Felix Nmecha will pick, but the whistle have just been blown by Juan Benitez because here for Fana, who played for Reza Sport, stays on the turf inside his own penalty area and it's just rolling. And Frank Kessie very furious about that decision. Maybe because the referee took some few moments to whistle.
I'm sure the complaint will be that he's allowing maybe too much to go on the field.
Well, so let's see, but certainly there was a bit of contact there, isn't it?
And then as immediately as
an awkward landing for Fofana. It looks like he must have twisted his shoulder.
Once the goalkeeper goes down,
So
Frank Kessie is in his rights to have some complaints.
I think it's because of they just want to try to overlook certain things. So the referee had to wait for some few seconds to see what happens.
But the game is fairly balanced. 11 attempts for the Germans as to 8 for the Ivorians. It's fairly balanced. It doesn't look like that on the green grass, but the statistics says it's fairly balanced.
Yeah.
Well, so let's say it's fairly balanced. But Ivory Coast have done so well to stay intact in this game. I mean, there were the obvious underdogs coming to this fixture. But absolutely proving that as well. There's a big chance here! This lead! Germany finally with equalizer!
And who is it? Dennis Undav.
It's Dennis Undav who makes it count for Germany.
Super sub. Dennis Undav.
And I've told you already that the Germans just know how to score. You can't tempt them for long. They know how to get back into games. You might score them, but you need a lot of gas to keep them from not finding the back of the net. And the German fans absolutely celebrating all across the stand.
Yes. We have a staunch German fan among the crew. I could hear him celebrate the goal. He was complaining about the fact that Kimmich has been, given the defensive role instead of the midfield role that he's supposed to. And I think that the substitutions that Nagelsmann made, I said earlier that I could see glimpses of some sort of control and positive impact regarding the subs that he made. The courage and the guts to take off your key players. These are players who have established themselves at the highest level. You are taking them off as early as 60-something minutes, and then you are bringing on, players that you'd say don't have the names. So if you're looking at the names, you'd say, but Nagelsmann, you are thinking of these players at this time. And coaching, the timeliness of the substitutions counts a lot. We also what Coach Carlos Queiroz did. The experience, matters a lot. And so, yes, I believe that Nagelsmann, has shown that, yes, he is that big man. And big decisions are needed. Okay, another chance, but they weren't able to score that one.
Oh, so that's approaching the 70th minute mark. It is the Stuttgart man, Dennis Undorf, who have so far breached the Ivorian defense at this tournament. Very, very important goal, critical goal for Julian Nagelsmann. It remains that the West Africans will have to chase this game once again to see if they can jump into the lead. But here, Jonathan Tah receives it on his chest, finds Florian Wirtz. And a substitution paying off. The likes of Jamal Musiala taking off, brought into center cycle, Kai Havertz. And there's a bit of run again. Lewin calling for it, receives it out wide at the right hand side, takes his time to scan the area, drops it for Joshua Kimmich. Decides to send a grounder onto the edge of the 18. And that's a clever defensive play from the Ivorians. And that's another poor display, just giving up possession rather cheaply there, but back to Joshua Kimmich at the right hand side. That's a short pass towards Lewin, and he's taking his time to bring it forward. Amiri waiting to receive it. Finds Joshua Kimmich again. Antoine Rudiger finds Tah. Here's Jonathan Tah, dragging it forward. Hacks it onto the left-hand side. Back to Tah. And the Germans building slowly. Rudiger lets it deep. Lewin, and as a head to it, Frank Cassia, and it's balloned away. And Ivory Coast surviving the scare. And they need to be careful. Yan Diomande managed to win it in a long while. Races up front, and you can see how Antonio Rudiger clears it off his face.
Typical Rudiger. But I must say, I give plaudits to Nagelsmann. He has changed the approach, and I mentioned that he was going to try and swing in the crosses, so the Ivorians should be wary. The goal came from one of such crosses, and now the game is set up to be anyone's game. But again, momentum has swung back to the Germans, and I really hope that the German machine doesn't start working again.
Well, so it looks like we are in for the hydration break.
We said it. Alfred said it. I said it earlier that the way and manner in which the Ivorians are squandering their chances, it might come back to haunt them, and it looks like that might happen. I think hydration break, as you all know, you have the momentum, you return, and it will swing to the other side. But then, so far so good. I'm surprised the Ivorian defense couldn't deal with that cross, because in the first half they were able to clear such balls. So I was surprised they weren't able to. And I think since the substitution was made, we've seen or have observed that they have a bit of spaces in the box. I don't know the switch.
It's actually not spaces. It's now they're committing, like I mentioned, that they will now commit more men to the 6-yard box because the crosses are going to be coming in. So that is why it seems to be that the Germans have extra space. No, they have extra men now. So you don't know who you are attending to at every point. And everyone is also moving as well. You would be expecting that Havertz leading the line should be advanced. But who was the far advanced player to knock the ball in? Undorf. Yeah. So they have more men in the 6-yard box, giving the Ivorians much work to do. So how the Ivorian defense are going to, get a hold of that switch that is ongoing right now will be a very, very good factor into who comes out with the victory.
Yes, with this, I believe that the Ivorians will be able to keep their composure and then come back into the game. Once again, we've not seen much from Yan Diomande in the second half. I think he dealt with Joshua Kimmich there, And then, yes, he dealt with Joshua Kimmich there, but they weren't able to get in the cross and then be able to, connect the ball. But yes, the Germans are in control. And if they continue like this, I wouldn't be surprised if they get the second goal. I think the Ivorians are also preparing substitutions because at this juncture, you also need to respond. And I think I like what MFI did in the Ecuador game. He also subbed out some of his key men, and those that he brought on were able to deliver, and that really, really helped them. So yes, the subs are coming in. I have seen a Dingra in there, and then Fofana as well. I mean, these are players who are also well known at the global stage, and so probably they will be able to offer something better and more purposeful than what the others did.
Well, so Gassan have just been introduced, Sekou Fofana, as well as Simon Edengra, who was that court hero back in Ivory Coast when they won the African Cup of Nations. So MFI also took in his tactics a bit, and this is the time now for the former African champions to take the game to Germany. And it's onto the left-hand side, quickly played out. Here's a big chase from Undaf, and has been curtailed. And as Sekou Fofana, who will be doing so much. But yes, Unai struggling once again to break through that traffic of wide sets. And the youngster so far enjoying himself in this first shot. 75 minutes, 50 minutes left. And the big question is, who is breaking the deadlock in the next few minutes in terms of finding the second? Because at the stance, it's 1-1 apiece between these two teams. But it's a throwing advantage, quickly taking here Sekou Fofana. A big man with huge inspiration. Gives the ball out to Amiri. Sekou Fofana comes back to win it. And the Ivorians injecting a bit of physicality and pace into their game now. That's a lovely display there. Lovely back flick. Felicien Mecha looks for Lewin. The Germans bringing it down a bit. Felicien Mecha again. And Ivory Coast wins the advantage. Out the left-hand side, brought to the new entrant who just came in. Looks to be Agbado, but back to Fofana, who takes it wide onto the right-hand side for Senghor to pick. And there's a bit of miscommunication between Senghor and Yan Diomande, who have been a bit silent in the second half department of the game. 40 minutes just left here on GhanaWeb, our live coverage of 2026 World Cup. That is foreign vets. Turning into midfield. Notice up front. Back to Vets again. Very deep in his own half. Forced into the center cycle. And then Sunai, who picks up, crashes into his man. And a man in the 25 set. That's Undav. There's a player who goes to the ground referee. We have none of that. As Kusono, who trying to bring forward. It's rather single. Finds Sekou Fofana. So two players currently on the turf. One Ivory Coast player.
I don't know what
it looks to be.
I don't know what this referee is about.
Finally gets up.
And everybody ends up getting up eventually.
Yes.
I mean, it's not peculiar to this particular game. I think the other matches that have been played there, I've seen. So
I'm thinking that was a clear instruction in this tournament for FIFA.
Yes.
They told them don't take feeble stuff.
Yeah.
This is football. It's contact sport. You know, the challenges need to be hard. So I think it's the reason why the referees care less about some of these situations.
Yes, and we are seeing it. We are seeing it in the in-play minutes increasing. Because averagely in the season ended, we were seeing less than 50 minutes of in-play minutes across the various leagues, which was a bit concerning. And this tournament would have a lot more games than the usual number of games in the tournament. So if the games are going to be such long in terms of the minutes with the demands of the tournament, I mean, it's going to take a toll of the players. So as much as it's looking like, oh, things are being rushed, it is for the benefit of the players themselves, and then for us as fans, I mean, we get to see free-flowing football, which, I mean, is good to watch.
Also interesting for Ivory Coast, they have taken off 3 players, and the confirmation is that Sangare is out for Sekou Fofana, Simon Edrinka also in for Ahmad Diallo, and of course, Ivan Gusan in for Bonny and John Bonny. And Simon Edrinka currently plays for AS Monaco, as Sekou Fofana plays in Portugal for FC Porto, but it's back to Fofana inside his own territory, 78 minutes. And the goalkeeper who is wearing green, who hits it onto his left-hand side, decides to bring it back because Ulai is just tracking to see if he can pick it up. There's a bit of pushing there. And the referee, this time around, takes the whistle to his mouth, blows it, and it is an Ivorian advantage.
He definitely now has to, start giving the fouls when they happen, because in the last embers of the game, things are going to be heated.
Absolutely. So here's Yan Diomande quickly drifting from the right-hand side into the middle, leaves the ball at the right-hand side for Senghor. Senghor lifts the ball for Yan Diomande. There's a big chance there, but Ivory Coast once again on that loose passing at the final third. And as Germany with a big round now. Senghor trying to track back to help with defensive duties because Kai Havertz is just looking to get the right momentum. A bit of tussle there, but it's currently out. And as Senghor once again for the second time in a row who have taken a knock, and I
think he pulled a muscle.
Yeah, he sleeps on the halfway line on the right hand side with his Rasta, and there's a bit of complaint from the German referee Johan Nagelsmann against the fourth official. There's loads of complaint as Winfred Senghor stays on the tap receive.
Well, he was outside and then he rolled onto the field. So I think that's what Nagelsmann, because once he's on the field, then play would have to stop.
Play would have to hurt a bit. But, oh no, but he was on. He was totally on. I think he was totally on.
Yeah.
So I mean I'm a bit at sea.
He walked off. So they were expecting him to stay there. Then he came back onto the field.
Yeah, but that is it. At least to waste time. Drawing with Ivory Coast at this juncture is no mean feat.
But every minute you waste, mind you.
Yeah, I mean it's reality. Yeah, it's reality.
Definitely. Yeah.
But at least maybe it's just a way of taking the win out of still of the game just for them to find repurpose. But I mean, comes off the shoulder of the referee, Jean Benitez, and it means that the play would have to be halted. And there's a bit of complaint as to who was driving the ball.
I like what Frankesi is doing. He's really showing to be a very
good leader.
Good leader. Yeah, he's almost fighting for every ball for his team.
So it's 1 minute, but the referee decides to award Germany with the advantage, and Istaho quickly takes it onto his left-hand side. He has Florian Wirtz approaching the left-hand side of the Ivorian defense, and he quickly returns it. And you can see Yan Diomande asking his colleagues to press on with a new guy who just came on, Ivan Gusan, but it's onto the left-hand side now. That's Ivory Coast bursting forward. Oh, lovely play. Here is Ivory Coast. Yan Diomande have decided to go out wide at the right-hand side. So that poor play from Yan Diomande, and his friend Vet chasing it. Yan Diomande goes to the ground in the process. And I'm just thinking what the referee said. So the 19-year-old Yan Diomande as the man, and you can see the beautiful faces of the Ivorians currently on the screens,
I mean, it's adds a bit of vibe to
Joel will say the baby girls.
I know. Exactly. Football man, they play for the baby girls,
Yeah.
Maybe Joel understands it. When you're at the stadium, you're running commentary, or you are watching the baby girls up by you get some motivation. You go extra, you understand.
So it's like a rush energy drink.
Yes.
You are energized.
Yes. You must be energized because, Charlie, the eye contact alone can give you 100% momentum. But here's Ivory Coast, who are currently trying to find a bit of momentum here as they've crossed the half of Germany here, trying to bring it forward from the left-hand side. And it's Germany on the left-hand side. It's Ivory Coast, and the man who just came on making that very important contact, but it's Jonathan Tah who came across it. And then makes that Ivorians once again searching for that lead on the dashboard in terms of the score set. And guess who was the man? It's Evan Gusan once again, getting himself into that needed position. And he plays for Crystal Palace.
I think Wilfred Single's injury might be serious because he's not looking good on the bench. Quite emotional. They would need him. They would need him to go as far as they can in this tournament.
Absolutely, he's been very, very important for them. And Germany here, Sekou Fofana wins it, and it's Ivory Coast that is piling on the press at the moment from the left-hand side. That's a lovely cut in there, single, and that's a lovely head, but comes off Brown, and it means that Ivorians will still manage to keep possession here. Frank Kessier, Jan Diomande gives up possession, chases it, looks for Evan Gusan. The Crystal Palace man, but it's Jonathan Tah at the right place to just chip it off his front, and it rolls out for a train advantage to the men in all the orange sets.
So Diomande seems to be panting. I don't know whether it's sort of
he's been carrying something right from the beginning of the game. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know, but there's been a switch.
Yeah.
I mean, he was on left, now he's switched to.
But they're taking him out because right from the beginning of the game, it looked like he was carrying something.
Yeah, so it's Jan Diomande was off, and it's Nicolas Pepe who comes on. Nicolas will play for Villarreal. And interestingly, the senior brother of Desert Doué, who plays for Paris Saint-Germain, has been introduced. Gela Doué has just come in. And there's also it's a game over for Kai Havertz, also at the moment, with Leon Goretzka coming in. So it's loads of substitution at the moment with just 6 minutes left. And it's Gela Doué with a throwing advantage on the right hand side. Another very expressive player. And he plays for Strasbourg in the French League 1. Lesito Kosono inside the center cycle. And it's back to Kosono. Here's Gela Doué. Gela Doué lifts it for Nicolas Pepe, who is having his first touch since being introduced by MFI. Goes back to Yafofana. Well, it's very interesting to see the standings at the moment in terms of who is leading the dashboard. And certainly, you know that it's going to be the Germans because of the avalanche of goals they scored against Croatia. Lovely play, but it's Yafofana who is able to gobble that ball up. And it's coming from Dennis Andor once again. That is a crazy play, but very lucky for Agbado not to get his hand in the process. Else, that would have been a bit dangerous if he finds himself inside the 18-yard. But Nicolas Pepe, challenged by Whiteside, wins the challenge, brings it forward. And it rolls out because Ulai was nowhere near it. And it'll be quickly taken.
It's in favor of 5 requests.
So the referee ensuring the right thing is done. It's in favor of the Elephants. And in case you're watching our stream, those are the confirmation of substitutions. That is currently on the screens for you there. Loads of substitution coming in. But as MFI will have a bit of work with the Paraguayan referee. And he's been very disciplined. Look, I think so far, I mean, not so much problems of officiating at this year's tournament.
Yes, exactly. And FIFA, I mean, they deserve commendation on that. The referees are playing their part to ensure that. And you know what? One interesting bit now, the Prestiani rule was applied in the Paraguay game, and I mean, you may have what you want to say about it, but everything seems to be right on the point, right? And especially the VAR technology, the system. I wish the Premier League would come for that system, but it looks on point. The VAR being used at the tournament is very much on point. And so far, I mean, no one can have complaints about officiating. I doubt.
Well, so he doubts, Edwin doubts, but here's the time for Ivory Coast, who needs to be on the outlook for a lot of German attacking threats. Here's Brown, 10 sitting from the left-hand side. Sekou Fofana. You know, Sekou Fofana always has got passion anytime he's playing for Ivory Coast. But here's a big run from the right-hand side from Nicolas Pepe. Big run, Evan Gusan. This is a big chance. This should be the second one. Oh my goodness, so much touch. And they have lost it at the end. What just happened there? He could have done better.
Why do they keep making two touches? This is, oh goodness.
This is where you need the likes of Mohamed Salah. Pam!
Yeah.
And it's in.
Yeah.
Oh, big chance blown away there by Ivory Coast. That's a very perfect moment. They could have taken a second goal in this encounter, but here's Felix Mechat, 26-yard out. Back to him again from Joshua Kimmich. Back to Tah. As roasted down to the left-hand side. Here's Tah again, seeing most of the ball tonight. Jonathan Tah plays his club football for the German heavyweight Bayern Munich. There's a big chance! And that's a big hand from Yafofana. And gives it corner, takes it away.
That's how you do it. One just no two touches. There's no time for two touches. Just you are in the box. So just strike the ball.
And it says the man who must strike beyond maximum limit to keep it out. And it says someone who failed to, to increase the tally. And he knows he could have done it better. And his facial expression says it all. The AS Monaco man. That's a very important way to get a World Cup goal. But unfortunately, the youngster would have to check other games in the group. Perhaps against Curaçao, who are the whipping boys of this particular Group E. I mean, just enjoying themselves at the Mondial. 89 minutes. And it'll be interesting to see the number of minutes that will be added on. Here's Sekou Fofana with a big run through the central midfield. Looking to split defense, looking for Nicolas Pepe, but again, poor positioning of the ball because Olivia, the likes of Jonathan Tah, were just at the right place to claim it. As Germany once again will have to use the left channel straight into the waiting arms of Yaya Fofana, asking his players to calm their nerves a bit as they try to clear some few seconds on the clock. But here was a big moment, decisive moment, and what they say from Yaya Fofana has been very important for the Ivory Coast so far in this tournament.
Adingra didn't.
He could have just. This was a.
You set yourself up.
It's a clear goal.
Inside foot. You can bend it, strike it, do whatever you want. You don't make an extra touch.
And he needs to pray that Germany do not find the back of the net. Else, it will be Germany! And again, it's Yaya Fofana, the hero of the night, who makes another important save on the foot of Amiri. And the German fans are absolutely.
Another case of 2 touches. Don't make 2 touches. The ball has been set for you. Strike it.
And this other moment you will want to see the likes of Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. They will make it count.
Look at Messi against Algeria. 1 touch.
Simple.
I think they need a masterclass. So we're doing 6 minutes of additional time here at Toronto. And it's Germany who is coming forward. And they are trying to use the far left-hand side. Lewin drops his shoulder a bit. And finds Felix Nmecha. Looks for Joshua Kimmich. Back to Felix Nmecha. Finds Lewin at the far left-hand side. And yes, a Kella into the channel, but straight into the waiting arms of Yaya Fofana once again. And now it looks like he has listened to Edwin. Decides to take his time. And you can see MFI with a red hot face on the touchline. One important point building up for Ivory Coast if it stays this way. It will be a very magnificent history for them as far as this World Cup is concerned. Picking a point against one of the favorites of the tournament is such a big feat.
Realistically, this is a good result. I mean, if they had gotten the 3 points, they would have overachieved, and that was also going to be perfect. But this is a very good result, and with the last game against Curaçao, they can just boost themselves up and then hope that the Germans may drop a point again. But I'm pretty sure in the team talks ahead of the game, this was the approach. The idea was to try and hold the Germans as much as possible, because if they lose this game and then they lose it by quite a big margin, the chances of qualifying out of the group will just be, passing them by. So this is a very good result by the Ivorians. If they should keep the game at 1-1 till the finish, that's perfect.
Well, if they should keep the results this way, it's a very perfect fit for them. But here's Jonathan Tah, who connects it onto Florian Wirtz. Tah decides to go back to find Anthony Rudiger, who plays into his keeper, Joshua Kimmich. He's been literally everywhere on the field tonight, leading by example. Joshua Kimmich. And what a game is that so far. So many touches by the German captain. Here's another big chance about the supply have been caught by Kusono. And then back to Anthony Rudiger. Finds Jonathan Tah on the left-hand side of the center cycle. Rolls it wide onto the left-hand side for Florian Wirtz to pick. Will not give it to Amiri, but we'll leave it for Tah to pick. Yes, Felix Nmecha. Big chance!
Dennis Undav.
And it's Dennis Undav once again.
Dennis Undav once again.
That's Stuttgart man giving Germany a quick brace is coming in. And finally, it is Julian Nagelsmann who smiles away from the touchline. And Ivorian fans absolutely cannot believe their eyes.
I mean, someone should tell Kwame to calm down. It's absolutely brilliant for them. In the first half, we said it, the Ivorians had their moments. A lot of chances, a lot of them. And then, I mean, football these days, coaches, substitutions count a lot. I mean, the tactical tweaks, in-game management, it counts a lot. But it's unfortunate that men were not able to bury their chances. It is very, very disappointing. If I was to be an Ivorian, I think this will be very agonizing heading into your next game. They did everything. They absolutely deserved a draw. A defeat for the Ivorians is very unfair. However, they have themselves to be blamed.
Exactly.
They had a lot of chances. And we said that if they fail to convert them, it might come back to haunt them. And here they are, they are really, really disappointed. And they need to blame themselves.
Well, they need to blame themselves. And it is the Stuttgart man who shows his jersey to the camera. And I was just telling you that Germany knows how to score goals, second half especially. And so he's totally onside. That's a clever goal from the Germans who have just shown their mettle. Quality display, 5 minutes, few seconds left on the clock. And it just tells you what is happening at the moment. Ulai lifting his hand to call for the ball. I stand in. Galadue and is beaten to it by Florian Wirtz is currently out. And it's going to be a train advantage. Well, the star of this game has been Dennis Undav since coming in. And he's really changed the complexity of this tie on its head. 2 perfect touches and 2 finishes from the Stuttgart man.
I'm pretty sure if I had mentioned to the investors, somebody may have gone in for Dennis Undav to score, because right from when the sub was happening, I knew he was going to be the danger man. He's done that countless times throughout the season. Anytime he even comes up into the fold for the national team, he ends up being that guy, a super sub, and amazing work by Nagelsmann. He identified where they needed to, go at the Ivorians. He made the necessary changes, and I mean, it's painful that Ivory Coast are going away with nothing in this game. Though they deserve something, but it's their own doing. Honestly speaking, it's their own doing.
So any moment from now, you can see the technical staff of Germany calling that the referee, Julian Benitez, should take a look at his watch. And that certainly ends it here. It's a German victory. And it's Julian Nagelsmann who have picked 6 points on the road in the World Cup so far. The beat Curaçao by 7-1. They've added the West Africans, Ivory Coast to it, 2-1. And it is the young coach, 38 years old, that is leading the Diamond Shafts at this tournament. What a heartbreak. What a heartbreak for Ivory Coast, who have done everything, deserved a point. But unfortunately, they let their guards down in the dying embers of the game, beating at the death of full time. Well, it's over at the BMO Stadium in Toronto. It's Germany 2, Ivory Coast 1.
Thank you very much, Victor. I must admit and say that this is very, very agonizing on the part of Ivory Coast. They had the game in their hands. They could have buried it earlier, but unfortunately, they weren't able to do that. Football, as we say, if you fail to, convert your chances, it will come back to haunt you. And they've been hunted down. And yeah, it's quite painful. But yes, that is football. This is the 2026 FIFA World Cup coverage here at GhanaWeb. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, we will delve into the nitty-gritties of the game.
Big goal.
Coca-Cola is changing the game and giving away free cash. Introducing the Bigo Scan and Win promo. Your chance to enjoy great taste and win instant cash every day. Just buy a bottle of Bigo Cola. Locate the QR code on the label. Scan with your smartphone, watch the video and enter your details and stand a chance to win instant cash. No waiting, no stress, just real rewards instantly. From everyday refreshment to unexpected rewards, Bigo Cola is more than a drink, it's an experience. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Bigo Cola today, scan the code and win big.
Bigo, big on taste, refresh your vibes.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
This advert is FDA approved.
Every game starts with pressure. The pressure to move faster, push harder, go further. On the pitch, every second matters. Every sprint, every tackle, every chance. The world watches, but pressure doesn't stop me. It drives me. Because energy changes everything. The energy to keep moving, the energy to keep fighting, the energy to rise when the moment gets bigger. From the training ground to the world stage, I bring everything I've got. I don't wait for the moment, I create it with the energy that keeps me rising. Rush Energy Drink. Be bold, be you.
Drink responsibly. Not recommended for persons below 18, pregnant women and lactating mothers. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back from that break. This is GhanaWeb, our coverage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The Elephants of La Côte d'Ivoire had to succumb to a 2-1 defeat to the Diamond Shaft of Germany. Let me come to you guys quickly. I mean, it wasn't what we expected as Africans. Alfred.
This is association football, right? So they need to stay professional.
Yeah.
But if this was played in the area, gutter to gutter, everybody would be on Simon Adingra. But look, I think realistically, Ivory Coast are not out of contention.
Yeah.
Qualification is still something in their hands, because I'm pretty sure coming into the tournament, they thought this game to be one that they may not get anything from, but the performance deserved a reward, at least a draw. You can't be this good, close to perfect, and end up losing. I mean, it's quite unfair, but it comes down to the inability, and I see that with the African teams across the world, maybe except Morocco. You create the chance, but when it comes to execution, it's a problem. In the game we saw, I would say Ivory Coast actually even had, clear goal scoring opportunities, especially after the restart, and we are talking about Dennis Undav brace at the end of the game, which shouldn't have been so. But I mean, as fate will have it, the German machine is still grinding. The Elephants have another chance to make it out of the group, and I believe Curaçao wouldn't want to come and spoil the party. So it's still a fairly balanced group, and everything is good.
Everything is good. Let me come to you, Victor. Nagelsmann must be smiling. The critics have been silent.
Yeah, but he shouldn't be smiling, because when you look at the metrics, when you look at the numbers, I think his side, you look at the number of chances they fluffed in this game. They've created big 4 chances in the second half alone. And if not for Undav's clinicality, they wouldn't have been anywhere close to the the scoreline, the score sheet. So it just tells you how porous this German team have been. Here they got quality players all around, but their technicality in finishing off has been very, very bad. You understand? And there's one person we are not talking about. The Ivorians have done well, especially for the goalkeeper, Fofana. He has really, really, if you look at the number of saves he has done, if not for him, Germany should have had at least 5 in this game. So I think that, Julian Nagelsmann has done well. I mean, he's a young coach, lots for him to learn. This is his first World Cup, I think. This is his first World Cup. And he's having a great prospect. And if he can put 1 or 2 stars together, I'm sure by the time the group stages end, he would have picked a few nuggets from the 3 matches he has played. And that will carry him into the knockout round. But look, this is the World Cup. It's very cruel. You take your foot off the pedal, you are punished, and then you are sent home packing.
You are sent home packing. Briefly before we go, news coming in is that, I mean, there were conversations or rumors that the English FA could possibly instruct the players not to shake hands with Thomas Partey. I mean, obviously due to the charges that he's facing. That the news coming in is that the FA is indifferent, and so the players are likely to shake hands with Partey during that game. Your thoughts on it briefly?
Well, maybe it's better for them that way. You know why? Because if they had gone through with something like that, they may be giving the Ghanaians that psychological advantage indirectly, I would say, because now it would fuel a certain kind of anger, and that anger is being felt back home here already. Because I know a lot of people were of the view that if they're going to go through it, that we let Partey lead the line. If they skip Partey, we skip everybody. And I believe that was going to create, some kind of good hostility for the game. And in the build-up to it, I'm pretty sure it would have swung our way. But all the same, it's a very delicate matter. So I don't even really want to go into the details of it. But I believe sometimes, or most of the times, we should just allow off the field or the non-football issues stay non-football issues. I've seen a very deliberate attempt by one of their media outlets, I think the Athletic. And every chance, Caleb Yuenchi, you are interviewing Caleb Yuenchi. He has scored a goal. Talk about that, and you're asking about Thomas Partey. Why? You're asking the coach about Thomas Partey, and then he told you, you have your answer. You can ask better questions. I don't know, and maybe this is all part of it. It's just, football to them. But I mean,
and you also saw the message one of them sent to Gary Housemates.
Exactly.
When
you come in and then have a very dubious conversation, and hoping that Gary would have, spilled some beans. Gary didn't, and they still went ahead and then, it's not good. Okay. It's not good for the football, but I mean.
Victor, we know the English media, how when issue comes up, they deal with it, especially when they are about to face you in a very crucial group game. And then I remember when the issue came up, major term was aura for aura. If you won't shake hands, you also not shake hands with you. Do you think that conversation from Ghana also probably, they ever said, okay, and then probably if they decline to shake hands, it also attracts sanction from FIFA. I mean, all these coming together, what do you make of the decision?
So definitely, I'm sure there will be some legal twist to it, and there will be punishment from FIFA, because clearly, the beautiful game is to unite people. The beautiful game, is to settle the differences. That is why even Iran is here at the first place, because, FIFA wants to use this medium to tell USA and those involved that football is the way to unite. So I think that the English press or the English FA have been very smart on that occasion, to be indifferent about this one. After all, what do you gain? The most important thing is to play 90 minutes of football. If you win, you win. I think that should be the focus. But I'm saying that even if the players, and interestingly, some of these players are friends to Thomas Partey.
Yeah.
You cannot say they chat. He has faced most of them in the English Premier League. I don't think Declan Rice will meet Partey and will say he's not going to shake Partey. They are friends. They are friends. You understand? So, in fact, and if the Blaster players, assuming the English press decided not to shake the players. And then, look, I'm telling you, I'll even find Kane and wait for them at the airport.
Exactly.
And we'll last them. Look, if the English guys don't shake them, shake Partey, I don't expect any of them to shake him.
We are not going to play
No.
nice.
You see this colonial mentality that you are still our servant. It doesn't work. You understand? And we've seen clearly how even among the English team, we know those who create chances for them. The likes of Bukayo Saka, we know the guys. Some of them have got African heritage. So the PR stance around the English press, it is big.
Yeah.
They can pick a boy on the streets of Nima, and within 12 hours make you a global star. That is how they are pressed, and they react to negative stuff just for the numbers. So, it is what it is. But I'm hoping that whatever it is, the experience of Coach Carlos Queiroz will come to play. He'll be able to direct the focus of the guys. He'll channel that negative energy into positive energy for the Black Star players to tell them, go out there, show to the England or show to the entire world that this is Ghana. Nobody messes up with you. And you are one of the best teams in this tournament. I think that we can do it against England.
We can do it against England. Once again, it is aura for aura. We are gradually heading towards the conclusion of today's coverage of 2026 FIFA World Cup game between La Côte d'Ivoire and Germany, which ended 2-1 in favor of the 4-time world champions. Let's acknowledge our sponsors. Here, Rush Energy Drink. Rush, yes, says, be bold, be you. Their brand ambassador is Fatau Isahaku. And when Isahaku plays, the kind of energy that he plays with, if you want that energy or similar to that, it's Rush for you. It's not just that if you are, working, you are tired, or you need anything to energize your body, energize your system, it is Rush Energy Drink that you would need in that regard. Ula's Enterprise. Ula says they have generator sets, wheelbarrows, water pumps, and other equipment. If you need any of these, then Ula's Enterprise is the best place to go. Their number is 020-300-5498, 020-300-5498, or you can also contact them on 024-816-9258, 024-816-9258. Their location, you can locate them at Adreganum and Portia Hotel, the bridge near 69. You also are located at a branch at American House as well, and then Medina Taxi Rank. These are the branches that you locate Ula's Enterprise, Adreganum, Portia Hotel, bridge near 69, American House, and Medina Taxi Rank. It says Ula's Enterprise, your best when it comes to generator sets and wheelbarrows and water pumps. You also have Just Chinese. If you want the best meal, jollof rice, fried rice, and any other sorts of meal, then Just Chinese is the best place for you to go for your meals. Now, they are also located at Airport Residential and Osu and then East Legon. These are places where they have branches where you could go and then enjoy their meal. Airport Residential, Osu branch, and East Legon. That's Just Chinese for you. We have Vena Natural Mineral Water. It says nature's finest. There are, a lot of mineral water being sold around, but Vena gives you the authentic taste of nature and not just anything bizarre. And so Vena Natural Mineral Water is the best for you. DSTV, yes. Other platforms, media platforms, we have promised to show you the World Cup matches, but yes, the truth is that it's not all the matches. We are playing 104 matches in total, and DSTV says they are giving you all those matches live for just 59 Ghana cedis. Yes, you heard me right, 59 Ghana cedis. And so yes, DSTV, so much more. All 105 matches are live on DSTV in high definition. You see everything clearly, not anything else. And so yes, DSTV are the only and then your exclusive broadcaster of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. We have Kunori as well, share Radiance better. They say that they have the best when it comes to share butter in their country. So if you need share butter to glow your skin, it is Kunori share butter You have the Radiance one, which helps protects your skin and also makes it glow. You have Melcom, where Ghana shops. I mean, Melcom have branches across the country that almost everything that you need, Melcom will provide it for you, from groceries to any appliances or anything. Melcom makes provision for all those things. Bigo Cola, yes, Bigo Cola. I mean, any events that you need a drink to serve your guests. Bigo Cola is the best for you. Funeral, weddings, engagements, birthday parties, all these events, you need Bigo Cola to serve your guests. We also have Furniture City. Furniture City are saying that they have sofas, recliners, coffee tables, and TV units. All these are stuff that they provide. And so if you need sofas, recliners, or coffee tables, TV units as well, Furniture City makes provision for all these things. And so yes, they are also the best when it comes to things in relation to furniture. We also have 369 Gym and Wellness Center. Now they are saying whether you are an elite athlete, a weekend footballer, or simply someone committed to living a healthier life, the right movement is for you. They operate, on a 24-hour basis. They are located at East Legon. They provide massage services, recovery services as well, IV therapy, and then personalized wellness support. So if you need any of these services, 369 Gym and Wellness Center is the best place for you to go. Emmeline Logistics. They say that your trusted paint and plaster board supplier. If you need paint that has quality interior and exterior paints, waterproof solutions, acrylic paints and accessories, then plaster boards and building materials, then Emmeline Logistics is the best place for you to get all these. Now, their location or branches, you can locate them at Dansuman Banana Inn, 922 Place Building, Saka Deuru Street. We have Dome. You can locate them at opposite the Gulf Fuel Station, and then Agege last stop, Dansuman. So their branches again, Dansuman Banana Inn, 922 Place Building, Saka Deuru Street. At Dome, you can find them opposite the Gulf Fuel Station. Then Agege last stop, Dansuman. You can reach them via call or WhatsApp on this number 054 010 8725 054 010 8725. These are sponsors who made this coverage possible. And so this is where we draw the curtains down on today's edition of the 2026 FIFA World Cup coverage. Thank you very much, Alfred, Edwin. Thank you very much, Victor, our commentator for today. My name is Benjamin Saki. I sat in for regular host Joel Eshen. See you another time.
Bigo Cola is changing the game and giving away free cash. Introducing the Bigo Scan and Win promo. Your chance to enjoy great taste and win instant cash every day. Just buy a bottle of Bigo Cola. Locate the QR code on the label. Scan with your smartphone, watch the video ad, enter your details, and stand a chance to win instant cash. No waiting, no stress, just real rewards instantly. From everyday refreshment to unexpected rewards, Bigo Cola is more than a drink. It's an experience. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Bigo Cola today, scan the code, and win big.
Bigo, big on taste, refresh your vibes.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
This advert is FDA approved.